We're always in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers! Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers! Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
Hey, it's the Pizza Party Podcast. Who are you people?
Nolan, the true winner of 100% orange juice.
Ken, the stupid.
Oh, hey, it's Jim.
Jim's back, everybody.
I'm back.
Hey, Jim.
I'm the reoccurring guest. I'm like the Troy McClure of this podcast.
You're the reoccurring character.
I'm a reoccurring guest star.
Yeah, just don't get killed off too soon.
I mean, I'm probably really Nathan Lane in Modern Family, but I'm going to act like I'm Troy McClure on The Simpsons.
Good luck on Jingle All the Way. So recently, we uploaded the podcast to iTunes, and apparently we took up all the bandwidth for what we had on Podomatic, since we upload this to Podomatic and then it gets uploaded to iTunes. But apparently it was so downloaded that we became number 16th most popular podcast in TV and film on Podomatic.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Why?
After one upload.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What episode did you upload?
The last one before this one, you know?
Oh, that's something, I guess. Whatever.
So
we don't get money, so who cares?
So Podomatic's saying, hey, if you want to keep your stupid podcast on iTunes, give us money.
That's lame. Is iTunes like that in general, or you have to use one of those people?
Yeah, one of those things, because I don't know. I don't understand how we live in a world where YouTube videos are free, but putting audio files on iTunes costs money.
So
That's
are you gonna pay?
$149 for 2.5 gigs of storage.
That's lame.
We'll think about it. Yeah.
I like our underground vibe we have going.
Only we know it exists and no one else.
We're like 4 before it's sold out.
We're like that comic. We're like, you know, where there's a comic book store, and then in the back there's a record store, and then in the back of that there's another store. We're like that store.
No, but then there's like a trap door in that store, and then you go down and you have a labyrinth filled with monsters and minotaurs. And then there's like a bathroom. That's us. And
then you get to the place that sold the gremlin from the first movie. Yeah, so maybe I'll think about putting it on iTunes, because I'm like, do I want to do this? Because,
ask Frederator for money.
Frederator, please give me more money.
Open up a Patreon.
Yeah, I would, but I was like, I don't know what to offer people, and I don't know how many people would actually give me money.
We'll offer you a service of the podcast.
Did anyone send you money to meet us at their Kmart?
No.
See, why don't we restart that scam up again and use all the money we get from that, and then you can use that.
It's not a scam, Jim. It's an investment.
I mean, it's a great contest. We've met so many great people.
Yeah,
I've met like at least 10 people. I don't know their whereabouts, but I'm just saying I've met them.
Yeah,
I met a homeless man.
Get an envelope, stuff it with money, just mail it to us, and meet us at some Kmart. We'll find you. Don't call us.
Well, that's make sure it's a COD or a check.
Yeah.
Because sending money in the mail, that just sounds like a bad idea.
That sounds like a scam, honestly.
And make sure that there are so many checks in there that the envelope starts like kind of bursting at the seams.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you can just send one check with a lot of money on it.
But why have one check with a lot of money when you can have multiple checks with a lot of money?
This is why the electric company doesn't like you. They're like, no, don't send us 5 checks for $20.
But I hate the electric company. They know what they did.
Gave you electricity?
That song is so catchy.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's why my light's flickering right now. I've had at least 5 seizures because of it.
What electric company are you sending checks to? The kid
coming up with a better joke than I am right now. Electric
That one show on PBS. The one where they teach you how to count.
The one that was before our time that we somehow know about.
Yeah.
My time also.
Have you heard of Family Guy, bro? It's really reference.
Man, quick, The cutaway gag.
And speaking of podcast, I was also a guest on the Toonami Faithful podcast, which I'll link below.
Wow.
Hello, Toonami Faithful. You're checking out RebelTaxi.
I think there was a scene where I was laughing at my own joke for like 2 minutes straight, and I think they cut that out.
That sounds like our podcast.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like this podcast.
Yeah, except you keep it in because you have a big fat ego. Damn.
Yeah.
No one will be laughing. It'll be really awkward, and you're just laughing for like 20 minutes.
So somewhere out there could be a recording of me just laughing for 2 minutes straight, uncontrollably. But should we get into the news?
Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
每一天我们都在一起，为梦想为正义而努力。有困难我帮你，肩并肩不放弃。Lucky 哥和阿派 ，We are the family。Lucky 哥和阿派，大英雄超无敌。
Crap, where did I put the news thing? Hang on.
God damn it, Pan.
Keep this in. Keep all this in.
You
News.
have 10 minutes to prepare.
I've been researching Syria all day for this.
Syria?
You said the new. You said we were going to do the
Who cares
news.
about cereal?
Wait, did you mean like international news?
No.
Or Interamation news. Oh my god, I think I researched all the wrong things. I learned all about the history of Israel and
God
Syria.
damn it, Jim.
Yeah.
So
going the distance for a podcast that doesn't deserve it. Good job.
Okay.
I read a whole book.
For the news. In China, there's these knockoffs of Adventure Time and The Amazing World of Gumball made for a milk company. They're called Miracle Star and Legend of Lucky Pie. And if you watch it, it's blatantly ripping off The Amazing World of Gumball. It has the background, the realistic backgrounds, the random objects with eyes on them, and the characters they have the same format, like a family and this other thing that's like Darwin, but not really, you know?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's just a pilot episode. You need to give it time. I mean, after all, Steven Universe ripped off Adventure Time, right, Pam?
Kill you! We don't talk about what I said about Steven Universe when it came out. We pretend that never happened.
Yeah, I didn't like Gumball when I first saw it.
Wow.
Neither did I.
Disgusting.
Well,
Juvenile. Same
I think it's because it reminded me of that. What was that? Sit Down and Shut Up.
Oh yeah,
show?
that was called Shit Down and Shut Up. That was.
And it was. I didn't like the realistic background thing, but then like everyone was like, "No, it's really good." And I watched later episodes, and I came around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Shit Down and Shut Up. That was a classic. That was a really high art. That's almost as funny as Family Guy, to be honest.
Also, there's a lot of shows that have bad pilots that are good shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Although if you go back to the Amazing World of Gumball's pilot, it's they look completely different, and they're more like, I don't know what they are, but they just look like slime creatures in a way.
They look like
Slime
really
creatures.
stumped.
That would have been a
Is this the
better
world
name
where
for the
Slimer
show.
came from.
Ugh, World of Gumball's pilot. But yeah, these Chinese knockoffs, like, they do not care. They will rip off, like, jokes from the Amazing World of Gumball and everything.
Those Chinese ripoffs kind of remind me of when you like walk and you see a taco truck and have Goku on it.
Yeah, that's Mexico.
That what it reminds me of. Like this blatant ripoff of characters, but the name's slightly different, like
Giku.
Giku, yeah.
Try and make me, Geeko.
I mean, you go to the flea market, it's full of, like, full of knockoffs of Dragon Ball and Super Campeones, which is like a soccer anime.
We used to have so many knockoffs of the Power Rangers that it was like every chain store that sold toys had their own like
Power
knockoff
Men.
of the Power Ranger. Yeah, it'd be like they're like the Power Rangers, but they fight in cyberspace. And since in '95 no one knew what that was, they're like, sure, probably.
And they include, like, a Spider-Man doll, just like, whatever.
yeah.
Yoko. This prequel. Perhaps.
Wasn't VR Troopers kind of a ripoff?
I think was it made by the same people, but I know Beetleborgs was made by Saban.
Yeah, I think VR Troopers might have been. There were so many.
Yeah, everyone was ripping off Power Rangers. VR Troopers, Beetleborgs, Knights of something. I don't know.
Oh, who could forget about that one?
Yeah, that one. That was a memorable one.
Like every low-rent cable channel had one, and I watched all of them, and I can't remember any of them, which speaks highly to the shows.
Hey Jim, do you ever watch Street Sharks?
Oh.
Yes, I used to watch a lot of Street Sharks.
Really?
We had the toys, or my brother had the toys. I don't think I had the toys. They were cool toys.
Is that series good?
No.
You don't know, Pan. You don't watch
I guess
the
you
show.
could say Street Sharks was a street shark.
I mean, was it better than Biker Mice from Mars? Yes, but I don't know.
Like
On the scale of Ninja Turtle knockoffs, I think it's pretty high, but on the scale of actual quality, probably not. I haven't seen it since the 90s, so.
I just ordered all the episodes on Amazon. Now I'm so disappointed when I get that shit.
Suck my jaws.
Well, I bet if you watch all of them, you'll see God, just like Nolan did when he watched all of Rocket Power.
Well, actually, I didn't see God, but I did see all of the cosmos, and I did learn that the one true religion is, in fact...
What?
Whoa.
What the fuck?
You know what?
Oh my god!
You can't say that.
I know, I was surprised too.
I gotta stop wearing clothes now.
I always thought it was.
What the fuck?
Man, you just shoobied my mind.
Shit. I gotta change my name to Frank now. Okay.
But these knockoffs. So look up. I'll link to it below. But Legend of Lucky Pie. They replaced Jake the dog with a red horse, which looks like Pokey from Gumby, and the intro song is pretty much ripping off Adventure Time, and so are the title cards. They have the same painted title cards that Adventure Time does.
And they all did this to sell milk or something?
Yeah, these are for milk commercials.
See, this is the next step of Chinese ripoff. It's gonna be like Chinese ripoff Mario, Chinese ripoff Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I guess.
Wow, way to exploit Adventure Time's popularity. Who would do that? Let's go on to the other news. It's award season. So, in animation...
And the Lego movie got snubbed at the Oscars.
Hang on. So, let's talk... For the Oscars, How to Train Your Dragon won Golden Globe for Best Animated Film. Everything is Awesome wins Best Song in the Oscars. Lego Movie wins Best Animated in Critics' Choice, but Lego Movie was snubbed, and so was Book Alive for the Oscars.
Why?
Because they're dicks.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
I don't know why Lego Movie was snubbed.
Because it's a product placement movie. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like the most anti-corporate movie I've ever seen in my life, you know? It's like the whole movie isn't really like it's pro Legos, but it's also like not, it's kind of against that kind of stuff at the same time, you know?
Fuck
it's like very
corporations.
satirical.
Buy our
I don't
products.
Fuck the Academy. Piss on the door.
The animated feature category is half really bad because I thought Lego Movie was the best animated movie last year, but it's also good because I thought it was probably just going to be all big studio animated movies, and like Kaguya and Song of the Sea got in there was pretty cool, you know.
Secret of Kells got in the awards when it released, so it's not much of a surprise that another Tom Moore movie would be.
I kind of thought he might get left out because I thought Book of Life was going to get in there. I mean, I was a little surprised.
Yeah.
But,
poor
I mean, no one knows who's going to win.
Mexican grave.
Why didn't Puss in the Boots
Ay,
win?
caramba.
Puss in Boots was nominated a different year.
Oh,
What?
damn it. I thought that year came out. I thought it came out this year.
No, there is a Netflix TV show now.
But it's an interesting category because now nobody knows who's going to win. And that's like the only category at the whole Oscars that'll be interesting to watch. Because like everyone thought it was a slam dunk for Lego Movie, and it's not nominated. So everyone's like, maybe How to Train Your Dragon 2, maybe Big Hero 6. Like, nobody knows.
It's gonna be Big Hero 6, obviously.
But
no,
like,
I think Disney has only won one Oscar, or was it? I don't know.
They've only won one for Frozen. If you don't count Pixar, which won.
What wasn't Beauty and the Beast nominated for like best film at period at one point?
Yeah, it was the first. There's only been 3 animated movies nominated for Best Picture. It's Beauty and the Beast, Up, and Toy Story 3.
Wasn't there like a big controversy about that? Like they said, hey, we don't want our movie running against an animated film. You make you segregate that to its own thing.
Well, racism is alive.
How this all worked out, I actually researched this a couple of years ago, so I know way too much about this. But how this worked is in 2000, Chicken Run came out, and it got really well reviewed, and Jeffrey Katzenberg was like, I'm going to get this a Best Picture and get, at that time, what would have been the second animated film ever nominated for Best Picture. Jeffrey. Well, he really tried, but then he failed, and he got really pissed off, and he was like, fuck this. It's impossible to get animated movies nominated for anything but Best Song. And if you are nominated for Best Song, you don't have to have seen the movie. So he basically campaigned and made a category. And the good thing, everyone says it's like a animation ghetto, but the way it's not is if you want to vote for Best Animated Feature, you have to have, or at least at the time, I don't know how they do this now, but you used to have to sign your name at a screening to prove that you had seen the movie. And seriously, you did. And then the next year, and then that year, both Shrek and Monsters University, both Shrek and Monsters Inc. got nominated for screenplay awards. So it kind of showed that, like, when you force them to actually watch these movies, because you have to watch them to nominate them, obviously, it actually helped animation get in categories that, like, it didn't get in before, so sorry, that was...
All you gotta do is just tie them down, Clockwork Orange style, and just make them watch these movies.
Basically. But it's I don't know, I like that it's there because, like, what was it, 99, you had all these great animated movies, like Princess Mononoke came out here, and South Park, and Iron Giant, and none of them got very much recognition at all. And it's like, now that there's this category, like Song of the Sea, if it had been 10 years ago, or, well, I guess more than 15 years ago, it would have come out in one theater and be forgotten, and no one would see it. And now that it's nominated, the DVD will get sold in Best Buy, and people will check it out. And even though Tom Moore's a name, like, I saw it in theaters at like prime time and nobody was there, and now that theater will be packed. So it's like, I love that what it does for small animation, because otherwise, like Ernest and Celestine, no one was going to see that until it was nominated.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it was nominated. It's a French movie. It was okay.
Wait, what movie?
Ernest and Celestine, I think.
I haven't heard of it.
But Song of the Sea is like the best one of those 5.
Yeah, when someone says Song of the Sea, I keep thinking of Song of the South. Which does not exist according to Disney.
Good.
Wait, what?
You wanted to exist?
Well, I mean, Disney pretends it never happened,
Well,
Yeah.
they're ashamed of it, so it's...
They are.
Although they will take the song Zippity Doodah and use it for their theme parks, but nothing else.
They need to figure out they need to, like, come to a decision on that. But it's like, kids aren't going to watch it. Just, like, put it on Netflix somewhere and call it a day, Yeah. Because then everyone will forget about it. That's what they did with that movie that was shot in their parks, Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah, okay. There was a horror movie that was filmed inside Disneyland parks, but it was unauthorized, so it was just like basically shaky cam.
They snuck in with like regular like things that tourists would carry with them, and then but what Disney decided to do, there's this whole theory. It's actually based on it's like based on what happened to Barbara Streisand once. It's called the Streisand theory officially, is that she said nobody filmed my wedding, and then everybody came to film her wedding because she said don't do it. And so apparently corporations have this theory where they thought that if we make a big deal out of this movie and ban it, it'll become a big thing and it'll be like Song of the South. And then what they did is they're just like, well, let's just not do anything, and then no one will talk about it in a year. And guess what? They were right, because nobody remembers that movie.
So, Escape from Tomorrowland, nobody remembers it now. Damn.
I don't think anyone... I mean, it was a smart move, because it was, like, all hyped up, and then it kind of came out and was doing good at the beginning, but I feel like it kind of shrank. I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of a creepy corporate, I'll control how you remember shit thing.
Damn, so was reverse psychology.
Basically, yeah.
Darn.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, so it's okay. If you're really into Disney stuff, you should just see it to get it over with, you know.
Man, that's what North Korea should have done with The Interview.
Yeah, because it wasn't that movie wasn't even that good. So it's like
Damn it.
no one remembers it. Oh, did you want to see The Interview, Ken? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just imagining. I'm just kidding. I don't care.
But what about our freedom to watch that movie?
I mean, my freedom to finally pay to watch a movie on YouTube.
Got you, bro. Got you, Kim.
They totally got me, and with all the freezing, that was wonderful.
I'm Seth Rogen and I win again.
Is that your Seth Rogen? That doesn't sound like
That's
Seth
Muscle
Rogen.
Man.
Go on,
that's-
bro.
Tell us Seth
Bone
Rogen.
saw is ready. Come on my face, brother.
Bonesaw is ready.
Snap into a Slim Jim, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, what are you doing? You weak. Oh, I can't remember that movie that well.
Wait, I'm trying to remember that one line.
You know what? That's the one thing Andrew Garfield never had was Macho Man Randy Savage.
No.
That's what.
Well,
That's
and
why
now
that first
Garfield
one-
has nothing because he's no longer Spider-Man.
What?
Well,
Yeah,
not
lasagna.
officially, he's not, but he is avoiding the press, so he probably isn't.
I mean, they couldn't put a wrestling scene in the first, the reboot movie, Spectacular, or The Amazing
The
Spider-Man.
amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
What,
that
they're
movie, he
rebooting
was
it
too
again.
he was too radical on his skateboard to go to a wrestling match. That's not radical or extreme.
I mean,
so.
He could have just signed up for a Tony Hawk tournament.
I mean, if
And then they just play gameplay from the game.
from Spider-Man, from the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and he's playing as Spider-Man, and that's where he gets the idea. It's like, this costume's cool. I should dress up as this Spider-Man.
You know what? That would have been a better idea than those reboots. Like making Peter Parker, he's just a misunderstood emo kid.
Oh, you mean the third one?
No, that's the new ones with Andrew Garfield. Like
he
he's
was
like
already an emo kid in the third movie.
that was when the black suit got in him and made him like dashboard.
He wasn't an emo kid. He was an emo adult, which made him look worse.
That's true. He was an adult because he graduated college, wasn't he? In the third one.
Yeah.
I don't like to think about the third one. It's bad times. Bad times.
That was
Never grow out of being goth or emo.
Actually,
Stop it, man.
when was it Sam Raimi recently was talking about how he hates that movie, and then all these critics were writing like Spider-Man 3 isn't that bad, and I was like, no, fuck you, I'm not reading this. It is that bad. Like it was literally me talking to my Facebook feed, like, no, fuck you.
Reverse psychology.
It's like people coming up and saying, you know what, ISIS is okay by me. It's just like, no, please. Goodbye.
It's that reverse psychology thing. Just admit it's terrible, and people will be like, "No, it's not that bad."
Come on,
that movie.
Sam Raimi, be cool.
I've tried to come up with ways you could recut it to make it work, and then I rewatched it again, and I was like, you know what? There's no saving this.
Okay,
this
what
is
happened?
beyond horrible.
Okay, if they cut out the dance scene.
No, well, okay. First off, all of him being an emo and being ridiculous and strutting, that stays. That is the best part of the movie. Everybody knows that was when cinema hit its high point, and we've never been able to get there since Tobey Maguire's strut. Didn't they have funky bass music playing?
Yeah.
I just imagine it was like the Shaft theme, and it was like. And he was like Hills, yeah. And he
God.
and Gwen Stacy's there, but not killed. I don't know.
Yeah, she's just there.
Oh, spoilers for Amazing Spider-Man 2, I guess.
It's a shitty movie. I heard bad things about it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, don't put yourself through. It's like, have you ever changed the channel during a movie and then change back to see what was going on? Because it was kind of like that, but you're in the theater, and I kept going, can I go back to this plot line? Oh, no, wait, we changed the channel again. Okay.
Let's just have a fucking Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker romance movie, please. With Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. They were the best.
She's all dead now. Oh, sorry, spoilers.
Okay, Jim.
What if they recast Emma Stone as Mary Jane and just turn her hair red, like fuck everything?
And people can be like, he certainly has a type.
Well, Amazing Spider-Man 3 isn't going to happen anymore, so...
Well, they haven't worked out the Marvel deal. It's kind of like really up in the air. I get the impression Marvel always has option A and option B when it comes to bringing Spider-Man into Phase 3, and I feel like even they are like, yeah, option A is not happening. Let's just imagine he's not in this because Sony is really badly run. So, I mean, I feel like Sony's really awesome because they can let Phil Lord and Chris Miller could not probably exist at any other studio because they clearly don't have. They're not a studio who would send in an editor or a director and reshape something. But like at the same time, they make really awful, like a really awful Spider-Man movie, and that Annie movie was awful. Like they need to be like
Racist.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Jim.
Yeah, Jim.
Do you hate that movie?
Just
No, I don't. I even said in it, I think she should be Annie, but I don't. I thought the movie itself was awful.
Well, if you don't like it,
Racist.
you're obviously racist because you're against black. That's
Racist!
Oh.
No, I'm not. You can not like a movie, but like who it's cast in.
What?
No, it's impossible.
No,
I didn't
only
know
one.
that.
But yeah, if I could go back to the original Spider-Man trilogy really quick. I read they did have a teaser poster for the fourth one, but then there were like creative differences, and like that, they rebooted it. But the best part of it was that like what Sam Raimi had in mind was the most fucking outlandish shit. Like he was like, okay, I'm gonna bring in Black Cat, but I'm not. So he was gonna bring in the secret identity of Black Cat and the Vulture, but instead of the Black Cat, she was going to be the Vultress.
Oh, you know what's funny about that? So Anne Hathaway was supposed to be that part, right? But then, yeah, like she was pretty much cast, I thought. I don't know, but anyway, so she eventually was in Dark Knight Rises, not as Catwoman, but as Selena Kyle. So it's literally she did the same thing to two superhero movies, possibly. You know, it's like the same idea, but then she was in Batman.
She killed two superheroes franchises.
Damn.
God damn it, Anne Hathaway.
God damn it.
Should have hired Halle Berry.
Oh no. Oh no. Hey.
See, now you
What's the
guys are
matter?
racist.
Cat
for
got your
hating
ton
that.
pan.
Oh, it's overtime.
That was the thing on SNL last night where they're like, just think of all the respect black actors get when they're nominated for Oscars, and then they showed a picture of Snow Dogs and Catwoman.
What?
I was like, oh my god.
Oh. But in the other bit of news, wait, should we talk about that guy with the glasses thing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
Okay, so if you're
Oh wait. First, let's give some background.
okay, if you're familiar with reviewers, people who make video reviews like Nostalgia Critic, Nostalgia Chick, Phalis, they're on a website called That Guy with the Glasses or Channel Awesome.
Now Channel Awesome, and it's basically just a site where they host a bunch of reviewers to do shit. And our good friend here,
Me?
Pan Pizza,
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
he was going to be on that website, but
I like how Pam was confused, like, friend? Oh, yeah, totally. Right.
Friend.
yeah, me and Pan have a very ambiguous relationship. But yeah, so Pan was going to be one of the reviewers on that site, But due to the fact that he missed a certain Skype call, he got no like other follow-up date. He was not chosen to be part of That Guy with the Glasses, or rather, he just unceremoniously never got called back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which turns out was a huge bullet dodged, because revealed on Bayless and Obscurus Lupa's Twitter, Channel Awesome is a very, very poorly run website.
I would say so.
Yeah, because one of their review, I think it was Obscurus Lupa, was fired because she did not get online in 15 minutes.
Even better. Here, hold on. I'll get the link to the post.
I'm right on that.
I will say that
We have a team of dedicated researchers.
It's just a team of monkeys.
Researchers finding the post, and I already found it, so fuck you guys. I'm putting
It's a team of monkeys we have typing on typewriters to hopefully write the great American novel.
Hopefully they'll get lucky and type a word out.
The best of times. It was the best of times and the blurst of times. Ah, sorry. That was just a. Sorry, I'm just referencing The Simpsons.
Boom.
I only watch Family Guy, bro. Get with the program.
Sorry, I only watch Cleveland Show.
Wow, what a hipster.
I wanted someone to be like, I only watch American Dad, but no one even wants to joke about that, I guess.
Oh, and as an update, she included the Skype conversations. Yeah!
Damn, drama.
I don't want to know what you were just slapping.
Uh-oh.
I was clapping.
Oh,
Sure.
Sorry. Let's cut that out. Okay,
Hold on.
moving on.
You want to hear it different? There we go. All right, so I'll try to summarize this as best as I can. So Lupa wanted to was having trouble running getting money because this is her full-time job. So essentially she was like, you know what, I got to put in more mid-rolls, which are basically advertisements in the middle of videos, something everybody fucking hates. But she had no choice because, hey, it's a tough world. Then the guy who runs Channel Awesome, Mike Michaud, not Doug Walker, by the way, was like, you can't do that. So she got really upset, and she didn't know what to do, so she decided, hey, I'll go do a Patreon. And that only pissed in the stew pot even more, and everybody got even more and more mad. Pan will include a link to the Tumblr post chronicling all this.
It's really long. Like, she wrote a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jim. I hate reading.
Pictures to Skype, everything.
I mean,
yeah.
The thing about I was in a collab channel a couple years ago, and most collab review channels don't really work out because the organization is always horrible.
Yeah, Channel Awesome, that guy with the glasses, literally started the collaboration thing, and once they did it, it's like, well, if he can do it, so can I. And then they don't know what the flying fuck they're doing, so it's just like, no, I didn't know you need to know things. So, yeah,
it's the worst. And everybody acts like it's going to help you, and it doesn't.
Well, it helped people. That guy with the glasses was good in the beginning because they didn't have that many producers, but then it just kind of like snowballed into we'll accept pretty much anybody at this point because we need money.
Except me. I missed the call.
Except for Pan. Yeah. Oh my God, Pan didn't get it for the same reason as Obscurus Lupa got fired. But in circle.
If they're like that weird about that, sounds like really high school. Like, you weren't there, so we went to the mall anyway. So
there's a ton of immature, bad communication. Like I said, she posted Skype combos, and there's tons of like sources. But also, Pan has I used to defend the Channel Awesome movies in that I thought they were real low budget, and they probably spent it trying to get everybody together. But guess what?
What? Chicken butt.
They were paid in exposure.
They were paid in exposure, and they had to pay for their own flight there and back.
Yeah, I would hate to be just paid in exposure instead of real money, right, Pam?
Yeah, who would do that? Just like get a bunch of guys together and just like not pay them at all.
I tell you, like an awful, horrible person.
Well, I get Pan orders me a Little Caesars pizza delivered to my door, so
what?
I actually have been getting paid, guys. I didn't want to tell you.
What the hell?
What?
I mean, It is like $10, but yeah, every time I worked out with my manager and he called Pan, and Pan was like, right after we get off, he's like, calls Little Caesars for me.
So that way I get like crust.
You can have the crust. They're still good.
Fuck you, you asshole.
I'll FedEx them
Worse than
back.
Doug Walker.
Oh no.
Also, Pan, if you could order me extra cheese and extra sausage and pepperoni, that would be great.
Yeah, that's gonna cost you extra.
Oh, well, I'll pay the difference.
Well, I actually found like a confession by one of the contributors, and he had this to say.
You hear that, Dad? You're gonna pay! He's a molester. He's a child molester! You better run! You liar!
Yeah, it's really tragic.
I mean, when I did a collab channel and they're called the Rough Cuts, and towards the end, I was the only one posting. And then at the end, my last review was me doing a negative review of Forrest Gump and then leaving the channel, which is like probably the best thing I've ever done. But they, but what happened is half of them like went to trips and stuff, and they just didn't communicate with me like what was going on. And then afterwards, they kind of blamed me for leaving. And it was like, guys, like, you didn't even contact me and say, hey, I think what happened at the end was kind of fucked up. They just, like, didn't. It was, I mean, I don't know. I worked with a couple collabs, like I'll do a guest one or something, but that's as far as collab channels, I've not seen them really help, you know? I don't know. It's Pan. It was for the best that you did not do that.
I can go on there ironically, just like, what's going on, everyone?
You know what you should have did, Jim? You should have left the negative review of Citizen Kane or something, and then left.
No, but see, I really don't like Forrest Gump, so that's why I did that.
Oh, we can't be friends anymore. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Run, Jim, run.
I mean, I like eating at Bubba Gump Shrimp, though, so it kind of, you know.
Works out.
What did Forrest Gump do to you?
I just don't like it that much.
Racist.
Yeah, how dare you.
I wanted to see the Bubba movie. That's what I wanted to see, but Hollywood had to hold me down. # White Oscars.
The sequel that never happened.
This just was a fucking disaster of a Skype call.
Wait, this right now? Or
Yes.
I'm actually not sure what topic we're on right now.
Yeah, so confirmed. That guy with the glasses was a scam the whole time.
Well, Pan, at least you still have normal boobs.
Great scams in internet history.
Yeah.
Channel Awesome, Feminist Frequency, and more.
That guy, that Kenyan prince who keeps emailing me.
That's
What the
please
fuck?
answer me.
They actually said I can be on the website if I step into their room and I take my clothes off in front of them.
And then Doug Walker rubs your body in like canola butter.
This is how we know if you're a good reviewer or not. Just be cool. Just don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
So let's go. So next, in the final news topic, unless we have anything else to say.
So how's Review Utopia, guys?
Oh, that was forever ago.
It's like
Wait, what
postopia.com.
was that?
Okay, okay, on the forums of That Guy with the Glasses, there was this place where everyone posted their own reviews, and they were typically on Blip, and people decided, hey, let's make our own website, and it's called Reviewtopia, and the motto was Rethink Reviews, when it was all a bunch of rehashes of That Guy with the Glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
Rap Critic was on there, I think, something. But anyway, it was just a shameless knockoff, and I remember a long time ago when I barely had any viewers, I tried getting on there, and they said I just wasn't good enough.
Oh, wow.
I felt
that hurt.
I felt so disappointed at the time.
Oh. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Reviewertopia. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck them.
Look, started from the bottom, now we're here, bitch.
Yeah,
I'll
fuck
send
your
Pan.
Utopia.
I'm gonna send Pan a hug through the internet.
Yeah,
There you go. It's okay.
don't
It's
touch
okay.
me. Get
Sorry.
away.
I'll go back to the internet.
Yeah. Okay. And the final.
He's a child molester. Okay.
Yeah, I can't believe Doug Walker did that to all those kids.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Doug Walker touched all those little kids. It's really sad.
He's a molester. He's a child molester.
And he got away with it because he's famous. So
Yeah.
The views.
He promised them a slot in his new game show that hasn't aired yet.
The views of Pan Pizza do not necessarily reflect the views of Jim Gizriel.
It's parody. It's satire. It's okay for me to say that.
And they might also not be true, period.
Yeah.
So terrible.
Oh yeah, didn't they have a game show that they had people fund?
Okay, she mentioned that in her massive, master post of dissing Channel Awesome. She said, the game show was reshot multiple times and that they had the same contestants come back on and shit, and that they just fucking didn't know what they were doing. So, still waiting to air.
And how long ago was this funding campaign to get this online?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. They wouldn't let their producers run crowdfunding campaigns, but it was okay for them to.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we'll make a video sooner or later. We have to understand how to play a video game first.
It's all about nostalgia. It's all about that.
What even was the game show about?
I think it was nostalgia.
And how did they not know how to make a game show exactly?
AVGN. It had already been done before, so yeah.
What the fuck? But whatever. I guess the final bit of news.
Not so Channel Awesome.
There's gonna be a Ghost in the Shell movie, and the main character, from Japan, in an anime where America has been destroyed, I think, or it's a war zone, I don't know, is played by Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Why not Emma Watson?
Who? Oh yeah,
That one chick in
Hermione.
Harry Potter?
she turns down anything big, so I bet she wouldn't do it.
Is she like a hipster or something now? She's just like, oh, I don't want to be in anything too big. I mean, I just got out of Harry Potter and shit, so...
No, I think it was like I heard them talk about it in an interview, and they were like, look, we did 8 or 9 really big special effects movies, and they're all just kind of sick of it at this point. So, which I can kind of understand. Also, they're super rich, so they don't
Okay,
need
that
it.
is true.
Damn it.
But
I'm sorry
they'll-
I made fun of Emma Watson.
Please
They
give me your money.
They only
I've
did
got-
Scarlet.
At least I spent my money more wisely instead of buying it on a fucking ice cream truck, Rupert.
Leave me alone, mate.
Yeah, that's not creepy. Driving around, hey kids, free ice cream. I bought this truck.
Free ice cream kid.
Fuck the kids, get the ice cream truck for yourself.
Yeah.
Why don't you just buy a bunch of ice cream? Why you gotta drive it around?
Yeah, asshole.
Yeah,
Wait, how did you spend all your money on buying an ice cream truck?
Well, I think he has more than.
I mean, have you seen how
an
ugly
ice
some
cream
of
truck
these?
can't be that expensive compared to how much money he's made working on Harry Potter.
Yeah, unless it was like a really nice ice cream truck.
I mean, I've never seen a really nice ice cream truck. I've seen all these like vans that just have stickers on the side.
Yeah, and some of it like ripped off, kinda.
And they're like, no, I'm out of that one. I haven't had that one since the 90s.
Ooh, it's like they don't look appealing anymore. Because I remember watching an episode of Pimp My Ride, and there was a guy with an ice cream truck, and it was just like it had roaches inside and just trash. Like, never getting an ice cream truck again. No, never.
Yeah.
Wow, that pedophile really wanted his ride to be pimped.
But,
Oh yeah, we were talking about the news or something.
Oh yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah,
You know,
Ghost in the Shell.
they only put her in that because everyone else they were considering wasn't really like Margot Robbie. I think they were trying to get. She's the wife in Wolf of Wall Street, and now she's Harley. And now she's Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad.
Oh,
Yeah. People
Yeah,
are-
she's. But the point is, they needed someone who would be a star because then they could ask for more money, budget-wise, and people would probably see it. I mean, it could
Pretty
be
much.
called Scarlett Johansson in the future with a bunch of guns, and I think it would probably do okay. It doesn't really need to be Ghost in the Shell, but you know.
Yeah.
But the director is not a good director. It's the guy who did Snow White and the Huntsman, so it's probably gonna suck.
Well, I checked his IMDb. He barely did anything, so I don't know.
I mean, he's a commercial director. His Snow White and the Huntsman, like, technically looks good, but like the movie itself is I don't know. I mean, they've been trying to make Ghost in the Shell for like 15 years.
Same with Akira.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We know nothing about that.
Yeah, we don't know
anything about the Akira movie. Nothing.
Nope.
Zilch.
We don't know. I mean, we don't know anything about the 90s version with Kirk Cameron as Kaneda and Daniel Day-Lewis as that other guy, Tetsuo.
Honestly, people are already screaming racism when it's obviously just trying to cash in.
Well, I'm not that mad about the Scarlett Johansson thing, because there's a certain point when you're going to make a super expensive movie that you have to have a star in it. Yeah. So that's the part I don't care so much about. But what I do care about is that it's done by a director who's not good. And if it was like, well, okay, if not maybe James Cameron now, but if it was like James Cameron like 15 years ago, I would be like, oh, cool, that sounds awesome. But I don't think of anyone who could really do it. Or maybe the Wachowskis or something, you know?
I mean,
What's your beef with James Cameron now, huh, punk? He made Avatar, he made Ferngully live action.
I think he's too... He would make it cost $300 million, and it would be ridiculous. And he used to be a little more tamer and more concerned with story and stuff, you know. And he was good until like Avatar.
I mean, he's busy making all those 3 Avatar movies at the same time. It's like, does anyone care at this point?
Yeah, that's a weird situation. Like,
the environment, guys, we gotta save it, bro.
Like, why? Who is sitting around like, man, I really want to see that Avatar sequel?
I mean, every day of my life. Like, man, I really want to see that blue guy again.
But everyone keeps defending him, like, you know, the 2 sequels he did make were awesome, like Aliens and Terminator 2. But I'm like, yeah, but that was like a long time ago. So I don't know, guys.
Titanic 2, that was a classic. The Reseekening.
When Avatar came out, like, it was a huge deal, but now it kind of fizzled. So it's like, does anyone really want to see the 3 sequels that's coming out that he's still developing?
Well, it's like the first. Oh, sorry, you can go. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. The thing is that it would have been relevant maybe like a couple years back. Like when the hype was still there. The hype stuck around for a couple years, but he hasn't done anything, and I mean nothing, to keep people invested. Like the least you could do is release like some comic books or something, or some merchandise, or like a short or something. But he hasn't done jack shit. He's just been like, oh, I got to work on these movies, and then like once it comes back, people are either going to be like, oh yeah, Avatar, sure, I'll go see that, or oh yeah, that thing, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, his career makes me sad, because when I was like in middle school and stuff, I would marathon from Terminator to True Lies like all the time. And like, I don't mind Titanic. I think it's good, but I don't watch it. I watched it because my wife watches it a lot. But it's like, after I was fine with Titanic, but then when Avatar happened, I loved it the first time I saw it, and then when I saw it again, I was like, oh, I feel really stupid. Why? And I don't know. It's like,
because you bought the hype.
No, I didn't buy the hype. It was like when I saw it in an amazing theater that had great 3D and a huge screen, it was great. And then when I saw it in a small theater and you could notice all the flaws more, and you weren't wowed by the technical aspects of it, but it's just not enough there beyond that. You know, it's like Terminator 2 is an awesome movie, even though it has amazing special effects. And same with True Lies is a fun movie, and Terminator and Alien, like they're all good for story reasons, and they're like compelling, and same with like Titanic. But then you get to Avatar, and it's like it's Ferngully and Dances with Wolves, and it's not that good, you know, and it's way too long, and it's like, oh my goodness.
Wait, hold on. There's a movie where a guy dances with wolves.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I meant to say cats don't dance.
Oh,
damn it. God Damn it.
Yes, I got a Cats Don't Dance reference in.
But James Cameron had a little bit of hype that he was trying to promote, because there's articles that say that he said, quote, James Cameron said this, quote, "They're gonna be bitchin', those sequels. You will shit yourself with your mouth wide open."
I bet if you see...
Wow.
If you... I 100% think if you see the first one in an amazing, like one of the better IMAXs, it'll be awesome the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you see it on TV, you'll be like, oh, this is embarrassing. Like, why did I... Oh...
Sigourney Weaver, why?
Hopefully the Avatar movies will be as bad as, like, The Room or something.
James Cameron also said it'll be better than Kick-Assia.
Brought it back around.
What? What?
Kick-Assia was a Channel Awesome movie.
Oh.
Basically,
Sorry.
Nostalgia Critic and his friend said he didn't pay to fly all the way to the same place, and they film a movie.
Some flying from other countries.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's sad when... It makes me sad when you always think, like, your age group is going to be better and more honest, and then you grow up and went, no, everyone's always shitty. Never mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kid.
Anyway, let's move on to the news. No, I'm just...
Yeah. Toast in the shell. Honkies United.
You know, I actually saw Ghost in the Shell, the anime, in theaters when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awesome. It was a good time. That's the whole story. That's it.
I bought Ghost in the Shell from Barnes & Noble. It's like the original Manga Entertainment release and not the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, that's a good... I mean, it's also like... Ghost in the Shell, I haven't watched or read in a long time. I mean, I liked it a lot, but then, I don't know, has anyone else... Does anyone watch that regularly?
Well, no, but I never got into it. But although I did get into the PlayStation 1 video game, which is a very basic shooter, but it's it holds up pretty well with the controls.
Oh, they're making a new Ghost in the Shell game, and it looks actually really good.
The movie game or what?
No, it's like a next gen first person shooter, and it looks really good. I will. Did I favorite it? Dick, I did not. Okay.
Dick, I didn't.
Was the sequel to Ghost in the Shell good? I never saw it.
There was a TV show, but no movie. What
They didn't make... Did they make a sequel, or was it just a TV show that followed it up?
Yeah, it was a TV show that was... half of it was funded by Adult Swim themselves.
I remember watching Ghost in the Shell on Adult Swim and being bored.
I mean, I don't know. I just wish they had someone better doing it. That's all.
I mean, the thing is, like, they wanted to make it marketable, so if it's more marketable, they would hire a mainstream actor, so that's why they hire Scarlett Johansson. But they can't hire an Asian actor since there's hardly any, because the only Asian actor that I know that your average person knows about is guy from Hangover, and that's it.
No, there's the girl.
From
what's her name?
Pacific Rim.
That's
No, the you know.
Nolan.
She was like on the Disney Channel, and then she was on the Social Network.
Brenda Song. Brenda
Wait.
Song.
Yeah, that's it.
Was she Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior?
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
She could. What's she doing?
Nothing.
She could do it.
Not Ghost
Actually,
in the
that's-
Shell.
That sounds worse. See, there's no one. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like if it's more if they hire Scarlett Johansson, it's more marketable. Then it means like, hey, give us more money. If they hire, because like for so many Hollywood casting calls, they say white people only, and that's the main reason. Because one time I heard like they were trying to cast for I think one of the Lord of the Rings movies, like they wanted extras to be like the dwarves, and they didn't want any black dwarves.
Well, that's because Tolkien's world is segregated. They cut that out of the movies, but all the black dwarves live in more of the urban areas, but the white dwarves live in the country.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh. It's like, okay, apparently dragons, that's believable, but whoa, a black dwarf, whoa.
Guys, if you read the Silmarillion, you would know what happened to the black dwarves, and you know, I think the white dwarves should be ashamed of themselves.
Oh. So yeah, it's just
400 years of dwarf slavery, and for what?
Hey guys, you guys remember Song of the South? Man, that was worth the that was worth the slavery for me. I don't know.
I think that was actually based on an anime. Transition.
Oh, hey. So let's get into the topic.
Witness the ultimate battle between the greatest of the greatest in all the worlds.
Take the Grand Tour, Grand Tour. GT. Step into the Grand Tour. Grand Tour, Grand Tour. Step into the Grand Tour. Dragonball GT. Step into the Grand Tour. A brand new adventure begins. Another challenge for Goku and his friends. Now he's a Saiyan strong. Vila makes him a child again. The Dragon Balls are turning burn into end. World and everything within. The ultimate battle between good and evil. Who's gonna win when the sand clock dictates the consequence? Will I both have the strength to be our last line of defense?
Man, Roots was such a good movie. I'm so happy.
I think that was based
that
on an
Panic
anime.
Stocking manga. Sweet.
So the topic today is crappy US remakes, particularly adaptions of Japanese stuff. Does anyone have a good one or a shitty one they want to bring up?
I found a good one. It's called Dragon Ball Z Evolution.
Okay, so Dragon Ball Evolution stars a white person playing Goku who is supposed to be a Saiyan, which... Okay, that's the only time it was acceptable to cast a white person in an anime, because in a movie based on an anime, because he's not Asian, he's a Saiyan.
Hey, they can hide.
Okay. I think we should just have a kind of pre-established rule. If we're going to talk about, like, white people being cast, we're going to be here all fucking day. So let's just say, like, pretty much everybody is whitewashed.
Sis plays Goku.
Everybody was whitewashed, so let's just get that out of the way.
Hashtag win Oscars.
Yeah.
So Jackie Chan plays Goku in this smash hit. What happens in the movie?
Dragon Ball Evolution, like, it's basically the plot of Spider-Man 2. His grandparent dies, and then he's got to go find this green monster guy, and...
Yeah, Jackie Chan dies, and you have to fight Salad Man, and teams up
Ernie
with...
Hudson was in it at some point.
Oh yeah, Ernie Hudson of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and then he teams up with Blue Jackie Chan, and then they go fight evil grass guy.
I mean, this was made by 20th Century Fox, and they still own the movie rights, but 20th Century Fox is doing nothing but re-releasing those anime movies that recently came out, Battle of the Gods. So they still own the rights to Dragon Ball, even though they're not doing anything with it.
Whatever, they're not doing harm.
Their damage has been done.
Imagine an alternate universe where Dragon Ball Evolution had Michael Bay's budget and Transformers was done in like
you shut your fucking mouth.
was done in like low budget Dragon Ball Evolution style.
Wait, that sounds like something they would do, like make a Dragon Ball Z movie directed by Michael Bay, and that'll probably give me a headache.
Well, at least it'll have explosions. At least something cool might have happened.
Well, the thing is, I don't know how you can make a live-action Dragon Ball movie.
Well,
like, if you're gonna do it Kid Goku, then, Kid Goku takes down his pants, like, a lot in that anime.
Okay, well, they can cut that out, but, like, just look at Kung Fu Hustle. They can do it in that style.
Well, that's...
Stephen Chow...
He produced
wasn't he involved?
He produced it, but he didn't want to actually make it, because I guess he saw the script and saw how terrible it was.
Well, he did... his last movie... He did, what was it called? The somethings. Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
I can't remember, sorry. Well, anyway, whatever it was, someone's going to be in the comments like, hold on. Well, anyway, whatever this mystery movie is called, the book is the basis, is what Dragon Ball Z is based on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, the movie was... Stephen Chow's movie is The Founding of a Republic.
Wait, what? Journey to the West, right?
What?
Wasn't that
it? Journey to the West. Okay, I'm looking at actor, and that's what it came on IMDb. But yeah, he did Journey to the West.
Journey to the West? Yeah, okay, sorry. Journey to the West, Conquering the Demons.
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
Which is what Dragon Ball is inspired from.
Yeah, so he kind of did a Dragon Ball movie, but not at all.
Yeah, so...
I don't know.
Does it count?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't really count. But he did do
No,
that.
bro.
And he's not even in it. He doesn't act anymore, which is lame.
No. But yeah, if you go back to my Dragon Ball Evolution review, if they were gonna do Team Goku, yeah, Ashton Kutcher would have made sense.
Nah. Do you see Ashton Kutcher and Steve Jobs? That was fucking terrible. Like, damn, I'll be pissed off if my life was my whole life and I get played by Ashton Kutcher.
Here's my review of Jobs. Blows.
Thank you.
I was actually saying last night on Twitter that if my life was made into a movie, I feel like I would probably get Kevin James. And it would be, there would be a scene of Kevin James on Skype talking to you guys.
That's terrible. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but if anyone in the comments is going to get mad at me about saying Ashton Kutcher could have been a teen Goku, just watch my Dragon Ball Evolution review and it'll make sense.
Look, hold on. What happened? Like,
watch his terrible Dragon Ball Evolution review where he gets drunk.
I like that review.
If you remember,
you have shit taste, Gem.
Okay.
I liked it. It was good.
Remember a long time ago in one of the podcasts when I was like tripping over stuff and I was yelling that my finger got caught in a bottle?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's when I recorded the Dragon Ball Evolution review.
Wait, at the same time we were doing the podcast?
Oh, no, I recorded like a little before the podcast, so things weren't going well.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution was a piece of shit.
Imagine Ashton Kutcher playing as Teen Goku and he tried to punk like Vegeta or something. Like, gotcha, bro. Getting your pod towed away. I don't know. Fuck it.
But any sort of like stoner, like Bill and Ted or Wayne's World type of stoner would have been that's who Goku would be as a teenager.
You know what I think? I think they shouldn't make a live action Dragon Ball Z movie.
It could work.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
It could work. You assholes.
They had to find a midget to play Krillin. Like, no one can believe
Danny
it.
DeVito as Krillin.
Well, when they run out of comic books to make movies out of, they'll go, oh, all the kids who like Dragon Ball Z are now 40, so they would totally pay to go see one of these movies, so we'll make one. So it probably will happen again. That's why 20th Century Fox is just sitting around waiting for everybody to get old.
They were hyping up a sequel in the after credits sequence, which contributed nothing. Just, hey, Piccolo's still alive.
Well, Piccolo's supposed to... Well, when King Piccolo died in Dragon Ball, he spit out an egg, which was Kid Piccolo.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Goku's supposed to fucking punch through Piccolo and make a giant hole in him, and it's really epic.
They didn't do that. He threw the Kamehameha at him, and then he flew towards him, and it looked
like, I don't know what that movie was trying to be, like Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball.
It was like a in between transition, I guess.
It was like an incestual, like inbred, like spawn of Satan.
Absolutely disgusting. Moving on.
Yeah. So what are your other favorite anime movie adaptions?
I die within 5 minutes of landing on that beach. The invasion failed. We lose everything. Now I live the same day over and over.
You have to die. Until you change the outcome.
They know we're coming! Finish it!
Edge of Tomorrow, rated PG-13, starts June 6th.
Well, when I see an anime...
Wasn't Edge of Tomorrow a it wasn't an adaptation of All You Need Is Kill?
A manga. Not, it was never an anime, but yeah.
It was a book and then a manga. Mm-hmm. But they were Japanese. So
explain what that is, because I want to see it, but I haven't yet.
I have.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow is basically the world is being attacked by these aliens, and mainly in Edge of Tomorrow, it's Europe. I don't know All You Need Is Kill. Nolan, do you know All You Need Is Kill? Or
I have the manga right next to me. I bought it on a whim.
Did they attack Japan instead of Europe in the manga?
Here's what the synopsis says. When the alien mimics invade, Keiji Kiriya is just one of the many recruits shoved into a suit of battle armor called a jacket and sent out to kill. KG dies on the battlefield, only to be reborn each morning to fight and die again and again. On his 158th iteration, he gets a message from a mysterious ally, the female soldier known as the Full Metal Bitch.
What?
Oh, that's in Edge of Tomorrow.
Wait, the name Full Metal Bitch?
Yeah, it is. So in Edge of Tomorrow, how it's different is he is a PR guy for the army, and then the army's like, no, you gotta fight in the army now and not just be a PR guy. And so he does, but then he kills a mimic, what they call these aliens, and then the alien blood gets in him, and then he starts repeating, and then eventually he talks to the girl who Emily Blunt plays is the person they call the Full Metal Bitch, and she had that same thing happen to her in the battle of, I think it's the Battle of Verdun, and that's how she became this amazing warrior, because if you're just time looping in a battle all the time, you're eventually going to get better at it, theoretically at least. And so he's getting better at like shooting stuff and using his cool action suit, and he just keeps repeating. It's like kind of a Groundhog Day type scenario, but it's also like the book is based on the guy who wrote the book based it on watching people play video games, actually.
Yeah, so the movie is just Groundhog's Day, where Tom Cruise gets killed, and then he repeats the same day over, and then he has to keep training over and over, just like those video games, yeah.
Yeah, because that's everyone, when it came out, was like, oh, it's like a video game. And then yesterday I read on the Wikipedia that the author was like, that's how he came up with the inspiration. So I was like, oh, that's funny. That still came across. But they changed the ending. The ending's completely different in the manga, apparently.
Yeah, I was just paging through the manga, and like there's a scene where the guy wakes up and he's like, hey dude, to one of his comrades, he's like, hey dude, he's like, what, can I see your gun? He's like, yeah, sure, and he just shoots himself.
Not today.
And then he wakes up the next morning, he's like, oh, okay, so that's what's happening.
I mean, it's a fun movie. It's like actually
good,
pretty investing. Yeah, it is good. It was I was surprised how much I liked it. I mean, the third act, I think, just becomes like a typical big, explosion fight scene at the end of a movie. But everything leading up to that is some of the most fun you can expect from one of those movies, You wouldn't really expect how much fun it's going to be and how investing it is. Because it gets really dark, because all your life is going into war all the time, I mean, that's pretty depressing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get no weekends. That's just sad.
So yeah, it's the only good adaptation of a Japanese property, I think,
so far.
What about Dragon Ball Z Evolution?
Wait. What about Speed Racer?
Oh, hang on. We'll get to that one.
Speed Racers. Ugh. Okay. Tom Cruise was in that movie, and Tom Cruise plays Tom Cruise. Okay,
I can't think of. I know they based the times him dying on Wile E. Coyote cartoons.
I want to see that. I need to see this.
But because they were like just think of all the funny ways someone can die, and apparently the person who was really into that was Tom Cruise. He thought it was like a really cool idea, so he kept saying like up the humor in the kills, because it does like. The first time I watched it, I thought it was funnier, and the second time I was like, man, I kind of feel bad for this guy.
He'll be fine.
But Tom Cruise is actually I don't have no problems with Tom Cruise when he's in a good movie. I don't like him in those bad, like, he was in Brad Bird's big live action debut. So
yeah, the Mission Impossible.
Yeah, because he could have said, because he was the reason Brad Bird got to direct that movie, was because he had enough star power to get like Brad Bird to direct a movie, and a lot of other it's like, because he's an unproven first time director, So
he did Incredibles though.
Yeah, since all he's done was animation, but him transitioning into live action worked really well.
So I think Tom Cruise as a person, whatever, but most of his movies are. I mean, not Jack Reacher. There's a lot of bad ones, but. Edge of Tomorrow, Ghost Protocol, they're two of my favorite action movies in the past decade. I think most people would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they're fun, so.
I'm trying to remember, are there any other, primarily animated directors going into live action, because I know whoever directed John Carter of Mars, that bomb,
Andrew Stanton, but he went back. He's doing Finding Nemo too.
He's like, well, this didn't work out. I'm going back. Fuck this.
Well, that one's a little different from what Brad Bird did, because Brad Bird went to a different studio, and Andrew Stanton used his clout with Disney and with all the Pixar guys. What had happened is when Pixar got bought by Disney and Lasseter became the head of Disney Animation, and all the other executives got bumped up, basically Stanton could get whatever he wanted. So that's kind of like the worst thing to happen to a filmmaker, is because if you think of like most of the stories you hear about how they're such a great director is when they have they're hit with insurmountable odds, like Spielberg and Jaws or something. But when you have everything, that's usually when most people screw up, because they are like, I can do all of these things, and they're not trying to be inventive or trying to figure out how to get a certain thing. So. Also, that movie is a total mess. So it's not just that he had all the money in the world. It's that script is like all ugh. It just doesn't understand how drama works.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Evolution was terrible.
Yeah,
but Phil Lord and Chris Miller, they literally did an animated movie and a live action movie in 1 year.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because they did Lego Movie and 22 Jump Street, and they did Clone High, and Clone High is awesome.
Yeah.
I love Clone High.
But yeah, let's talk about Speed Racist.
Destined to race.
Racing's everything.
Determined to win.
Take them now. That race was fixed. How can we fight this?
The only way you'll ever stop them is to bring them to justice. From the creators of the Matrix trilogy.
See you at the finish line.
Speed Racer. Rated PG. In theaters and IMAX May 9th.
Oh, okay.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
When I wanted to see it, I remember I had heard about this clip of Stephen Colbert talking about it, and he had seen it, and he said it's like being in an industrial dryer with fireworks and lighting the fireworks and hitting tumble dry, and that's Speed Racer.
Pretty much.
And it is.
Speed Racer stars a white person racing, and that's the whole movie, racing, although there's a lot of talking in between, which...
Okay.
Well, they have the cool transitions where people's, like, they'll be talking and their heads will go across the screen. And
I like those transitions.
Yeah, the transitions are amazing. But the opening where he's racing and you literally get everybody's backstory and you understand exactly every character by the end of that race is like so well done, because at the end of that you know everything you need to know. You know about race, you know about their older brother, you know everything. So they don't need to spend time on exposition. They did it all in this crazy race scene. It's like the opening's so cool.
The movie is is basically a lot of flashbacks. That's what it is.
No, just the opening.
Oh yeah.
But it's that movie. I mean, oh man, it's just so crazy. I kind of like it just because it's like, how did this even happen?
Well, I mean, the Wachowski siblings are like, I guess the Wachowski siblings just like were making the Matrix movies, and those movies were nothing but green, and they just said, you know what, we need some color. Let's make Speed Racer and put all these colors in here.
I mean, it kind of like. Every time I watch it, I'm like, whoa. It kind of distorts the color on my TV. There's so much color. It's like too much. It's like just ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's this hyper stylized, half CGI with live action actors kind of movie. And when it came out, I remember people were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it didn't. I think it was too, like, they did a great.
Can we finish, Nolan? We're having a conversation about the greatest movie of all time, Dragon Ball Z Evolution.
Because most of the time when someone tries to take a cartoon and make it into a live action movie, it fails because they try to make it too realistic. And in Speed Racer, they just went so far in the opposite direction that it's pretty much like a live action cartoon. Because that's what they tried to make it all all the backgrounds
and that's
in deep focus and everything. What?
That's kind of one of my problems with it. Like when Speed is like a kid and racing and stuff, and like everything's all CG and stuff, it looks so fucking fake. It looks so fucking fake.
But I don't think they were trying to make it look real though.
I know, but it looks I don't know, it looks bad because of how fucking fake it looks.
Sometimes when the characters are on top of like actual like CG, like the one when they're picking up young Speed Racer from school, the background looked too saturated, or I don't know.
Yeah, I was.
No,
like,
it does like it's like extremely ridiculous in how stylized it is, but I kind of like how how bizarre that is.
And also, I hate the fatty kid.
Everyone hates the fat kid.
Who's Spritle. I like that he sounds like he's like an Irish guy from the 40s.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, Speed, what you doing? Yeah, me and Shim are gonna go."
Oh, like
who, the father?
No,
the
kid. He has this Irish accent, and it's like he's from. I looked him up. He's from New Jersey. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. But he's like, oh, Speed, don't be making out with Trixie now. Oh, I got me pot of gold. And he keeps referring to his pot of gold. What?
That way we win the race.
You've got to win the race for Ireland.
No. Anyway, the scene where the kid ate the candy, it was going really crazy inside that bad guy's building.
I love that.
Fuck you. That scene was terrible. It was fucking terrible.
I love how ridiculous. Like, it was like, I can't. Because you look at some of those shots, you're like, that must have taken months to do.
You fraud.
And it's like so ridiculous. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, there's certain times when, I know I was just saying how when a director has too much power, it's a bad thing, but in Speed Racer's case, it's like a glorious, amazing throw up of a thing. I don't know.
I mean, parts of it kind of felt like a Spy Kids movie.
You said the kid ate some candy and like
he just went all crazy, and then it was all CG, and it looked really, really bad.
So did he get fucking roofied or something?
No, he eats like. I don't know. He eats so much candy.
A suitcase full of candy, and he just goes apeshit. And he gets this like a golf cart and drives around in this building, and everyone's just flying around.
And they play like bad rock music, and he's like, "Oh, Chim Chim, let me get some Lucky Charms. I ate too many. I'm so hyper."
You guys making this sound like this is like the best scene in the movie. It's the best scene in the fucking movie.
No, the worst scenes in that movie is when it quiets down. That's like, if someone could just make a cut and make it even more crazed and sporadic and hyper, I would love that.
And someone take the scene with the candy and just turn up the volume, make it really fucking loud, and make it last for 2 hours.
It needs to have like the movie equivalent of a Nightcore remix where it's like sped up like times 50.
I mean, I saw that movie in IMAX, and I don't think I've ever recovered from it. It was like, oh my god. I was just like, what?
Is there any stories of people getting seizures from watching that movie?
If they did, it would be a great way to go.
No, one of my friends got a seizure watching Cloverfield.
Wait, for reals?
Yeah. Sucks.
I'm sorry.
He was fine.
Are they okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
He got a seizure for watching a bad movie instead of Speed Racer.
How dare you?
Well, Cloverfield was okay.
Cloverfield's one of the few movies I haven't seen.
But it's like a movie that everyone either loves or hates.
It's okay. It was hyped. The trailer hyped it much, I guess.
When Cloverfield came out, it was behind the first Transformers movie. They just made a trailer.
Yeah.
It didn't have a title or anything. It just said, comes out this day. And then people online were speculating and saying, is it a Voltron movie or something? And
if they had put that... I actually thought if they had put that movie out in September, it would have made even more. Because I remember by January, emotionally, I had moved on, and, you know.
It was a fuck you, it's January movie, basically.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well.
I should go back to my Irish accent and do the rest of the podcast. Like, let's talk about the Japanese anime being adapted.
Did any of you guys play the Speed Racer video game on the Wii or PS2?
Oh, I did. A lot of times.
Yeah.
Apparently that's really good.
I mean, it's actually a pretty good, like, F-Zero clone.
They used to have it on if you're ever in the NYCs and you go to the Nintendo store, you can just play games there. And they had that Speed Racer game there for a while until they asked me to leave, and then they took it down. But I did buy the game.
You get for liking that one scene with the fat kid. I forgot his name. I keep forgetting.
He was there. He played with me. I played. He was Racer X and I was Speed. And he was like, "Oh, Jim, let's race for me pot of gold."
Did he lose, Jim?
I never. Lose? He was like, "You'll never get me pot of gold, Jim. I've hidden it somewhere. You'll never find it.
You have to catch me first."
And then Chim Chim would throw stuff at me. It was good time.
Throw his shit.
No, Chim Chim that's really offensive. You know, not all monkeys do that. What the fuck? Yeah, and Rain was in Speed Racer.
Oh yeah, Rain, wasn't that artist who also was in that movie Ninja Assassin?
Yeah, it's another Wachowski thing. That Ninja Assassin's great because when the ninjas walk around and are about to attack someone, they literally say ninja.
Did they really? I don't remember that from the movie.
I remember they went ninja.
Well, when I kill people, I say black guy.
Well, they could say something else that starts with an N.
Oh, I quit.
What did you call me?
They'll be offended while they're dying.
Whoa, what the fuck? You can't say that word. That's our word.
That was too offensive.
What was about the? Yeah. Okay, Speed Racer. It looks really fucking fake sometimes.
I don't know. I guess that's kind of like a bizarre, really high budget cult movie. Is really what Speed Racer is, and I don't know. When I rewatched it last night, I was like, man, this movie's ridiculous. It's way too long.
Yeah,
but it's like over 2 hours. Like.
It's kind of like debating with itself if it wants to be like an action movie or a family movie in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, the thing with the Wachowskis is after The Matrix, I feel like they've gotten superly overly ambitious, but in a way that makes kind of no sense. So like Cloud Atlas is kind of a total mess and ridiculous, but I kind of like how ambitious it is. And same with that Jupiter Ascending looks like really horrible, but it also looks like they tried really hard. Like they don't half-ass being.
You tried your best, but you always fell.
It's like they always really tried. I never feel like they just did it to cash a paycheck. Like they really wanted to try to make this. They put their all into it, but their all is way too much. They should probably scale it back a little bit.
Yeah, the best part of that movie was the last race where that little monologue happened.
When's that fourth Matrix movie coming out?
Shut up, Pan. Anyway,
are they?
No,
I mean those.
I still haven't seen Animatrix, and I want to see that.
Animatrix is better than the sequels.
Yeah, I think my favorite short in the Animatrix. I wanted to do an Animatrix week where I review all the films in 1 week, but I think my favorite was the one where they're in the ghost house.
No, that's Monster House.
No.
Oh, let's talk about Monster House.
Monster House was actually based on the 1970s film House, which is Japanese.
Oh. Well, have you?
No, I made that. I made that up. I'm sorry. That's not true. Have you seen House? It's really good.
The show.
I like the TV show. That guy was crazy.
There's a Japanese horror movie, and these girls go to the country to stay at this house, and it's insane. It's kind of in terms of Speed Racer or ridiculousness, but it's one of those, like, you know how like Speed Racer, you'll never forget it, good or bad. House is kind of like that, but it's amazing.
Corey's in his house.
You should see. I think it's called House. It might be called pronounced differently, but it's awesome.
Corey in the Monster House.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a good crossover.
Speed Racer, good movie that bombed horribly because I remember it.
Yeah, it didn't do well.
I remember it went up against like Iron Man and this Vegas movie with Ashton Kutcher.
It came out like the weekend after Iron Man. I also think the thing about Iron Man is nobody knew Iron Man was going to be what it was. So I think no one expected to clear the way of it. Like, I think now, like when the Avengers movie came out, they didn't really put stuff after it. and like now they know better. But at the time, like no one thought this Robert Downey Jr. movie was going to be a big, franchise launcher or anything.
Yeah, what's crazy is at the end of the movie, that's when they had Samuel Jackson come in saying, "I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers," and if that movie had bombed, all these Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor never would have happened.
Oh, that would have been awesome. That would be so funny today.
Damn.
Everybody was laughing.
It was the Monday after that they were like, yeah, we're going to do Thor, Captain America, Iron Man 2, and then the Avengers. So nobody, everyone knew they were planning on doing the shared universe, but they kind of, after everyone had seen that sequence, and they wouldn't even let the press see it. So it was really like a cool fan surprise.
Yeah, because I know early screenings of Guardians of the Galaxy, they did not have the after credits scene.
Yeah.
Which was stupid.
People kept leaving during but then when I saw Man of Steel, everyone in the theater refused to leave.
Oh.
But then they kept saying guys, there's really isn't anything, and no one bought it. But they were being really nice to us, and we should have listened.
Oh, people wanted more of Man of Steel.
Well, I think we just wanted to see
Nick Fury comes to Superman saying, "What the fuck did you do? What the hell is this?
I was saving the city. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I didn't know."
If this is how you save a city, I don't want you watching my apartment next weekend.
Look, could you imagine if I wasn't here, if I wasn't sent to this Earth? Who would have saved the city, huh?
There's no city left.
Saved in the first place.
The worst part about watching Man of Steel is watching it in New York, and people were crying because of the devastation reminded them of 9/11.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're watching it on that day. That would have been awkward.
That's because
Superman caused more damage than 9/11. Let that sink in.
People were crying and talking about how, and I was like, Jesus, thanks a lot. DC sure knows how to make a fun superhero movie.
Wow, DC made the first ever Trigger movie.
It was just people were really upset. I was like, what's going on right now? Superman? Avengers doesn't...
It's his fault. I mean, if he was never sent to Earth, these aliens wouldn't have come here to find him, so it's all his fault. No, it's Kal-El's fault. No, wait, who's the father?
Russell Crowe. It's all Russell Crowe's fault.
What's his character's name?
Dad L.
Dad L, yeah, I call him that. It's his fault he sent him to Earth.
Oh, man. Man of Steel.
Did they also make a no jokes thing where you can't tell jokes?
That's on the set of Batman vs Superman. Yeah, that is a real thing.
Oh my god,
it's
no joke because they want to be different from Marvel. See, Marvel makes good, entertaining movies, and they want to make bad, super serious movies.
They want to make super serious movies about heroes in spandex.
Yeah,
a serious bat.
I mean,
I do want to say, if you want to make if you want to make a serious superhero movie, fine, but you got to understand, you got to kind of keep the suspension of disbelief in mind and how far it'll go. You can't just say this is going to be super serious, everything's super serious. Period.
I mean,
gotta build up.
If you watch the Christopher Reeves movies, they had a sense of humor about them, and people still like those. So, the first two. I want to rephrase that.
Yeah,
I thought Watchmen was pretty funny.
I'm pretty sure the reason Christopher Reeve died was because of how terrible the third and fourth movies were.
Wow.
Ouch.
Really
That's what he said when he fell off that horse. Ooh.
He's dead now. It's okay.
A horse defeated Superman. I can't believe this. A horse.
Oh, no, but wait. What if in the comics after that happened, a new horse supervillain was introduced?
Oh, that's bad.
Actually, that was around the time that the whole Doomsday thing happened.
Death of Superman?
Yeah, that was the same period, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I remember the writer of the movie Chronicle made this long video explaining how stupid the Death of Superman was.
I love that video. Max Landis is great. I like Max Landis.
I mean, the problem with that was such a gimmick and everyone fell for it, but I feel like as soon as the funeral of Superman happened and And I remember everyone kind of realized we had all been gypped. Like, we're like, what the fuck? Are you serious? This is going to go on? Like, you're clearly bringing him back. Like, just admit it. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. We swear. And
well, the reason people fell for it was because it had never been done before. This was the first time they were killing off a major superhero.
The thing is, in Batman, they had a really good storyline with Bane and when he breaks Batman's back. And if that storyline with Azrael and all that stuff, that's good. But that didn't get nearly the press that killing Superman would. But they didn't kill him. I mean, everyone knew he was coming back.
Maybe they should have made
Landis made a video when he was in college about the Batman arc you were talking about too.
I mean, that would be a good. Oh, he doesn't like it, or
no, he does like it. He's just talking about just talks about it while he's cooking. It was like cooking with comics.
Oh, really? I mean, his Chronicle's really good, even though it's just white people Akira with.
Yeah, that's a better Akira remake than if the one ever happens.
Yeah, it's like because totally, it's like if you just followed Kaneda the whole time, and because Kaneda had the camera, or whatever.
Tetsuo.
Wait, what?
Tetsuo was the one who went mad with power, and that's what happened to the main guy. The main guy always had the camera.
Oh, you're right.
Mastered his powers better until he fucking went apeshit because of how much he fucking hated his life. Crawling in my skin played. Emo kids rejoiced. And then finally, Kaneda was just like, fuck this shit, and he threw a fucking spear in his back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chronicle's a great movie. I love it.
I like Chronicle.
Well,
more times I watch it, the more I like it. So hopefully that Fantastic Four thing won't shit the bed like we all think it will.
Oh, Fantastic Four, world's greatest losers. Oh, I can't wait for that.
There's a TV series, I think it was done by Marathon, the guys who made Totally Spies, and it was called Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes, which...
Wasn't there an episode where it revolved around a court? Like a court scene? And it was done...
I hope they get sued, because I'm pretty sure they're not the world's greatest anything.
Ouch. No, they were called the world's greatest comic. That was like their tagline. Seriously.
Hey Jim, didn't you see the 1994 Fantastic Four movie?
I have seen. No, I saw it. I actually saw the Fantastic Four '94 movie. So, did I talk? I did not talk about this on the podcast.
Not on the podcast.
Right? No. Oh, okay. So here I will tell my illustrious history with the 1994 Roger Corman Fantastic Four. So what had happened is, first I thought, because I was an idiot and also 11, that I could get this movie from Blockbuster somehow in the mid-90s. So I kept going to Blockbuster and pestering them why they didn't have this movie. And they kept looking at me like, kid, I don't even know what this is. Like, why are you doing this? And I kept telling people, like, we're going to have a sleepover this weekend. And I'm going to get Fantastic Four. And even though it sucks, we're going to see it. Yeah. And, like, I didn't. But then I went to a lot of conventions. And they'd always have TVs playing, like, old comic book TV shows that never went anywhere, because most of them back then didn't. And so I would sit there and watch most of them when I could. And someone had the Fantastic Four movie on, and I literally stood there and watched the entire Fantastic Four movie on a little TV in a convention. And that's how I saw it, which I think is the best way to have seen that movie, because it's pretty horrible. But I don't remember it now.
It's like like the Ed and Eddie episode where Eddie and went and watched those monster movies. So they went to Rolf's house, and Rolf had like the really tiny TV screen.
Yeah, and I think my dad walked around and bought comics and was like, yeah, I'll just leave you watching this horrible movie. And it was a bootleg because it's never officially been released. So I think the quality was, I think it might have even been second generation. Like, there's no way this story could get any sadder.
Oh, that's so terrible.
I'm sorry,
like, there was no YouTube back then, so this is the only way you could have watched this unreleased Fantastic Four film.
I mean, I think I watched it at a convention. It was like the mid-90s, and that's how I saw it.
Yeah, I'm gonna link to it I'll link to it in the description, but the trailer just speaks volumes of how terrible it looks.
It's horrendous.
You're talking about the movie where they're trying to keep the rights to it?
No, the original Fantastic Four 1994 thing, because...
No.
I'll be right back.
Ken's actually right.
They made that movie so they can keep the rights for 3 more years.
They were gonna lose the rights, and they had to make because you know how like they keep making Spider-Man and X-Men movies every couple of years. They have to do that, or they'll lose the rights. That's in the rights agreement, and so they had the rights to Fantastic Four, and if they didn't make it by a certain date, then they would lose the rights, and so that's the only reason they made it.
Yeah, so they were obligated to make the movie, but they were not obligated to release it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that is true. But they
so someone leaked it and no one knows who.
It was
but
me.
Thankfully 10 years later they made that really good Fantastic Four movie, right guys?
Oh yeah, the one with Jessica Alba. That movie was great.
Oh.
Remember that?
Actually, I saw that and I got so drunk that when I got home and I remember I was with friends and we all got like really, really drunk. Well, which is the only way to see it, by the way. And then the next day, it was like that Ebert and Roper show was on, and they're showing clips, and we all went, "I don't remember this movie at all." Like I don't know. Like that happened. Wow, that movie seems really bad.
Oh,
no,
I bet you guys were just laughing at all the jokes in that movie and stuff, and just throwing up near people.
It was actually like a midnight show, and then there were all these little kids there. It was one of the weirdest. I don't know. And then there was a report like some kid was missing. I don't know.
What
I'm not
did you
going
do,
to
Jim? What the fuck?
Oh my god, Jim! Did you kill someone?
Someone said someone referred to themselves as the Human Torch had abducted something. I don't want to get into this. My lawyer would be upset.
Did one of your friends light themselves on fire, saying, "Look at me, guys! I'm the Human Torch."
This is like The Hangover. You don't know what happened last night, and you did all these things.
It's like The Hangover, but your memories are just watching the Fantastic Four movie. So it's basically like The Hangover 3.
Oh.
Throwing up everywhere.
What a terrible piece of shit.
It was, and then I've heard people defend the second one, and every time I'm like, you know what? I'm not even
drunk enough to watch this. So.
I can't even, like, when the new one comes out, usually I will review, like, the previous version of the franchise or something like that. And every time I think about revisiting those movies, I'm like, I can't. Life's too short. You know, that I feel like there's certain points where it's just self-harm.
Okay.
If I'm watching Fantastic Four.
Here's my only memory of Fantastic Four. The first one, all I remember is Jessica Alba, like, taking off her clothes so she can become invisible.
So she can cut to the front of this crowd, even though the rest of the team got to the front without taking off their clothes, which is like, what was the point of that?
Fan service, I guess. And the second one had the Silver Surfer's penis, and also
there's people who like freeze frame it and saying like, hey, if you freeze frame here, you can see Silver Surfer's penis right here.
But Silver Surfer doesn't have a penis, so that's not canon.
Well, except for this one scene, apparently.
This movie is lying.
See, I refused to go back and do Fantastic Four 2. I was... those movies, and, you know, I don't know. 20th Century Fox. Man, this is like a shit on 20th Century Fox podcast, isn't it?
Oh,
fuck Fox.
But I have another adaptation 20th Century Fox made.
What?
The Street Fighter, the movie in Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li.
Capcom Street Fighter 2! You want 'em, you got 'em! 12-inch tough, snarling, savage Street Fighters! Ryu's ready with the Kung Fu 1-2! Blanca's gonna bonk ya! Lyle Guile and you'll go out in style! And Wicked M. Bison comes out slicing! Capcom Hall of Fame Street Fighter 2 figures each sold separately!
Oh shit, I forgot about that they made both those.
Oh.
Does anyone even remember the Chun-Li one?
I saw that in theaters and it was like, this has nothing to do with Street Fighter at all.
Wait, that movie came out in theaters?
Yep.
What?
I can't believe it either. It's like, wow, this is like a straight-to-video film.
Well, like, why just Chun-Li? Was she the most popular? Like,
I don't know. I mean, like, there's one thing I can give credit to the Van Damme movie is that at least they didn't like whitewash anyone. Everyone's their ethnicity, but wait, where was it going? But they focused on Guile of all people. It's like, what about Ryu? Why not Ryu? And instead you get Guile, and now you get Chun-Li. Like,
well, I heard on what's that podcast? How does this get made? Not that there are other podcasts, but this one. But if there were,
it's the only one that you should be watching.
But they did a Street Fighter, and they investigated like how they did the script, and supposedly the guy just didn't want it to be just like fighting or something, which is like okay, I guess that's a good idea. So he came up with this whole. This whole plot line. Wasn't it like Raul Julia is trying to take over the world or something?
Yeah, he was an evil dictator and
I think he died while filming it because that movie sucked so bad.
You still refuse to accept my godhood. Keep your own god. In fact, this might be a good time to pray to him. For I beheld Satan, and he fell from heaven like lightning! You're off the air.
Oh yeah, that was his last film. Although I thought everyone thinks he did a great performance because he hammed it up and it was perfect.
I mean, he does ham it up, but I don't. Look, he can have his Addams Family movies. Wasn't that him?
Yep.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in those. I liked him in those, but he does. Come on.
Come on, that movie sucked.
But he did a great performance. But Legend of Chun-Li, like everyone was terrible. I mean, they had like one of the guys from Black Eyed Peas to play Vega, the guy with the mask and claws.
Wait, was it Will.I.am or was it one of the other?
Will.I.am, I think. Yeah.
He should
okay.
He should change the name to Will I Act. Thank you.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Whoa.
I'll take my check now. I'll take my pizza.
Ooh.
Give me those crumbs. Oh, I love crust.
You can have a pizza pocket, the one that this half-eaten one.
Ken, I'll FedEx you some crust.
Oh, yes. I finally earned my money after all these years on this podcast.
It hasn't been a year yet.
It's been 20 years.
Does she do the multiple kick thing?
Oh, the spinning bird kick? Yeah, she does that, and it looked terrible.
Okay.
Well, that makes it up. It's a good movie.
Oh, yeah. And
the real question is, if someone was to put a gun to your head, what's a better movie, Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Really?
Yeah.
See, they're both so bad.
But oh wait, you mean the American movie? American Street Fighter movie? I mean, like,
yeah.
Okay, which Street Fighter movie are you referring to? Street Fighter the movie or Street Fighter Chun-Li?
Not Sock. No, the first Street Fighter versus the first Mortal Kombat, the American one.
Didn't the Street Fighter movie, he was all like, fight. It was, wait, I don't remember. Well, I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat because of that theme song was cool.
Yeah.
Half an hour.
Oh yeah, where he's like, Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, exactly. So it's the best movie.
I actually had a history. I have a history with the Mortal Kombat movie, in that my parents
were
drunk. No, I wasn't drunk. I was
Speaking of people who are drunk.
Are you okay, Nolan?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, sorry you had to make pizza or order pizza.
No, it's okay. Hold on. Hey guys, how was the game?
Awesome.
Oh.
That was not the reaction we wanted.
Okay, it was okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's okay. That was from my uncle, who's 3 Shades of the Wind.
No, but I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
I'm not wrong about anything.
Did you get Mr. Plinkett in here today?
Watch the Fox News.
No. So wait, what was the question? What are we talking about right now?
Oh, what was better, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, the movies?
Tell your friend I'm not wrong about it.
He says he's not wrong about global warming.
Oh, I didn't think he was.
Well, sir, Al Gore was right. We messed up. There's no fixing it.
So, Jim,
hey, that's an inconvenient
No,
truth
but he's
there.
a rich idiot. He's made $1 billion.
So, Jim, what was your history with Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jim. Go on.
Is that a bit? I don't know if that's real. Okay, my history with Mortal Kombat. Sorry.
This isn't a bit. This is all.
Oh, this isn't a bit. This is Nolan's life.
Yeah,
This
Nolan's,
is literally my uncle drunk.
Nolan's uncle's Mr. Plinkett.
So my history.
I swear to God, I'm not wrong. No, I'm not wrong.
Okay, Pan, you have to.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Jim. Please tell
It's
me.
okay. It kept making me laugh, so I wasn't okay. So when the Mortal Kombat movie came out, I think I was like 12 or 13. I couldn't get into it because I was 13, and so my parents were like, "Well, we don't actually want to see this movie or support it, so we won't take either of the options of taking you to see this movie or just buying the ticket, like you giving us the money and us buying the ticket for you," which they would do a lot for me. They're like, "We won't even do that for this. So you're not allowed to see it by default." And I was like, "What? What am I gonna? I wanted to see it." And so I had to wait forever. And then I got invited to a friend's house and I was all excited. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm going to see it." And I instantly did not like it at all. Like, it was the most disappointing. I was like, I spent so much time arguing with my parents. Like, "No, Mom, I want to go to Tashi Station and get power converters and see Mortal Kombat." And then they wouldn't let me. First off, Tashi Station they never let me go to, which is like a whole different thing. I don't want to get into, but they would never let me see it. And then I saw it and I was like, "You were right. It sucked, man." And that's my history with Mortal Kombat. Not as good as the Fantastic Four. I will say that.
Oh,
I mean, not as good. Sorry, not as good of a story. Mortal Kombat is better than the Fantastic Four '95 movie. I will give it that. Sorry.
All I remember from the Fantastic Four movie is Jessica Alba, and like, didn't the sequel have like a Abraham Lincoln guy, the Planet Eater or whatever?
Oh no, Galactus. He was a giant cloud.
Wait,
yeah, that was lame.
Wait. Let's go back for a second. Do you think Galactus looks like Abraham Lincoln?
What?
Well, the hat thing.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Listen here, I look at jokes on the internet and I just copy that.
Oh.
And I remember someone compared him to Abraham Lincoln, so I said,
I'd never heard that before. 7 years ago, I'm going to eat your planet.
He had the hat, you know. It's
No, I can kind of. Sorry, I was just fascinated. But they changed him into a cloud, right?
Yeah.
That was really lame. They should have just went all out, just make it complete like shit or whatever.
Why did they make him? Oh God.
Because I guess they couldn't believe a big purple gay man eating planets.
Well, you know, there's a certain thing when you have a director or writer who clearly doesn't get comics or whatever they're adapting, and they have like a certain disdain for it, and so you get adaptations like that. It's like they're like, "I don't know, who gives a shit? Let's make it a cloud. I don't fucking care."
Oh, let's put in a giant robot spider.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Wait, what was that? That was supposed to be in one movie?
Okay. So there was going to be a Superman movie by Tim Burton and written by Kevin Smith, and the director really wanted there to be a giant robot spider, but that movie never happened. So in Wild Wild West with Will Smith, the film that Will Smith took instead of The Matrix, because he was going to be Neo, but then he decided to go with Wild Wild West. There was a giant spider in that, and that was by the same producer.
I like that he said when they asked him why he didn't do the Matrix, he was like, I didn't get it. I'm like, wow, you're pretty fucking dumb. 'Cause that's like not look, the Matrix is not that complicated. I mean, let's
he was confused. He was thinking
so deep. It's so deep, dude.
He was thinking like, was I in the Matrix? Is this the
Wait,
Matrix?
so are you saying I'm not Will Smith and that I'm in this thing? It was like that I can't accept.
No,
so and then he passed on Django also.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't going to be the main star, or what was it?
He didn't like that that Django wasn't the lead, and that Christoph Waltz was more of the lead in his opinion, and that he also doesn't like to curse too much in his movies. It's just like Will Smith. Will Smith could Will Smith could have had such a better career if he wasn't such an idiot about it. Like, it's like he's like, he wouldn't do Django Unchained, but Men in Black 3, oh boy, like, what an idiot.
Who's the idiot? I'm sorry, I got distracted. Will Smith said no to Django, but he said yes to Men in Black 3?
He also said yes to Shark Tale.
Oh.
What a dumbass.
He was like, hey, wait, I can sing my rap? Oh boy. Oh gee willikers, I gotta do this.
Did he sing like Getting Fishy with it or something?
I don't. Maybe.
I don't.
That sounds.
I watched that movie recently, and I don't remember.
Ooh.
Anytime I see a clip of that on TV, I'm like, how is this? They released this as a movie?
It's like everything wrong with DreamWorks. They put it into one film. All the celebrity voices and puns and marketing.
Yeah, so now they can make good movies. They had to get it out of their systems.
Yeah.
I guess so. Well, I like the How to Train Your Dragon movies.
Listen, I want Galactus in the Avengers because I think he looks ridiculous, and I think that'll be funny.
Well, I don't think he can because 20th Century Fox has him.
Jerks.
Fox is the worst company of all time.
Oh, but speaking of Fox, since Fox owned the Street Fighter movie license and made a bunch of shitty films, like what they could have done was also make Street Fighter versus X-Men the movie, but no. They couldn't.
Oh, that sounds cool. I'm down for that.
Look, that sounds cool.
One-sided, though.
That sounds cool, but it's probably going to end up being lame.
Yeah, because like in the end of Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li, they said, hey, there's this competitor and there's this tournament by this guy named Ryu. Would you like to be in it? And there was never a sequel.
And she was like, no, ooh, and then that was it. Thank you.
Legend of Chun-Li fucking sucked. I saw that in theaters.
That's pretty sad.
Oh,
wait. There was a Street Fighter sequel in theaters?
Legend of Chun-Li, yeah, that was released in theaters.
Was it a limited release, or?
It was more of a prequel.
Well, it's its own movie. It's in its own universe where it's nothing like Street Fighter at all. And what's worse is...
Was it a limited release, as in, did they only release it in a few theaters?
No, this was a wide release. I remember seeing commercials for it on Cartoon Network. It's like, why would they advertise it on Cartoon Network? But what sucks more is that I remember, like, Street Fighter 4, the game, came out near the same time, so it was, like, I guess, cross-promotion. Oh.
Maybe.
Listen, maybe we can get a Street Fighter movie soon, hopefully.
Well, at least there's those animated movies. But yeah, I guess we're done. I think we're going way over time, so I guess we'll talk about...
Wait, hold on. Let us ask my uncle a question. Yes, Uncle Dick, sir.
Yes?
What do you think of the United States adapting foreign properties? It's like taking movies, TVs, and shows from Japan. What do you think of the U.S. making that...
From a goddamn legal standpoint?
No, just in general. How do you think the U.S. handles individual properties from Japan?
Do you mean actual physical property or legal? I mean,
like TV shows and movies.
Oh, they should do it. I mean, whoever owns it, owns it.
Truer words were never said.
Yes.
Pan, you need to draw Mr. Plinkett now and put him in the podcast.
Whoever wrote it, it's that simple. Whoever wrote it owns it. How's that wrong?
Well spoken. Good
God bless America.
You should ask me. I'm not wrong.
He's not wrong. I will agree with him.
Whoever wrote it. Wise words from my Uncle Dick.
Oh, but hey, Godzilla 98. How's that?
Nobody cares.
Well, everyone forgets about it because we got Godzilla this year. So.
Oh yeah, because I like the Godzilla of this year, 2014. Well, last year, I thought it was okay. The first hour was boring, but until the actual Godzilla monster attack started happening, then it got interesting.
Well, that's a whole thing where it's like sure, us waiting to see him made that fight extra awesome, but then we had a whole movie, a Godzilla movie without Godzilla really, and it's like I didn't really want to see an Aaron Johnson disaster movie. So it's like sure it was a good disaster movie, but was that I don't know. It's like it's a good movie, but I kind of think they should have given us more monsters.
But the first half was just like too serious. It was just boring.
Yeah, I don't know.
When it got to
didn't it have the guy with the guy from Breaking Bad?
Yeah, for like 10 minutes and then he was gone.
Yeah, he wasn't in it very long.
Oh, that was a good idea for them to do. Yeah, totally awesome.
Yeah,
smart.
Well,
idea.
A Bug's Life is kind of like an adaptation because there was Seven Samurai, and then they made The Magnificent Seven, and then they made A Bug's Life.
Bug's Life is all about that life.
Yeah, but the Godzilla movie, like when it got to Godzilla and he killed off those monsters, everyone in the theater applauded how he killed them. It was
it was an awesome scene. It was just like waiting for. I don't know. It would have been cool to see all those battles because they were teasing us too much. You know, it's like Jaws did it really well and clearly wanted to do that, but he was playing with us and it got a little old by the time. I mean, but that fight is amazing when he does the whole atomic breath kiss thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome. I liked it, but I both agree with the people who hate it and agree with the people who like it.
Well, there was also the Godzilla animated series, but I guess we'll talk about TV shows some other time because we're already 2 hours in.
Here you go!
Optic blast! X-Men versus Street Fighter!
Okay, questions. If anybody has a question, post them in the YouTube comments below, and be sure to start your question with the word question so it's easier to find.
That's all.
All right.
Okay.
So the first question is by Tilla Pasta. Question: I have been making YouTube videos for over 7 years now, currently at 377th video, and I still average about 3 views per hour. 3 views per video. How do I get more people to notice me? I don't want to comment on other videos advertising myself because I find those comments annoying. Advice?
Well, I don't actually know what these videos are.
Oh, well,
so
I checked on I checked and he does a bunch of Let's Plays of Pokemon.
Oh.
I mean, what? So it's just him playing Pokemon?
Yep.
You could post them on different social networks, talk to people in network, but...
I mean, you could... There's a lot of places on Reddit you can post things, actually. Where they won't just take it down and say it's spam.
Yeah, but there's a ton of Pokemon Let's Plays though. So
yeah,
I mean that's not you have to think of what would make it unique, I guess.
Yeah, I just don't understand why everybody asks us about.
Yeah,
this.
I don't. I feel like
I'm the internet famous person here, so you're
a Z-list.
Ow.
Yeah, you are Z-list, Pan.
I feel like we kind of answered this before.
Well, not really, no.
I swear we answered. This is the same question.
I feel like we
popular.
They're the same question, but with these weird little minute differences
we answered about, I think, art, but not of videos.
Well, same shit, different day.
No,
Yeah.
when we get the same question, this pace what we said before and this over this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like last time
Sam,
I was
play us
really
off.
better. What?
Don't you use Microsoft Sam to fill in like timestamps and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, just have Microsoft Sam say, "Go watch the other fucking video."
Okay, well, like, to tell this person, like, what I did was, like, I usually just made video reviews of cartoons, and that got me a little bit of exposure, but not much. It's not until I started doing top 10s is when things actually, like, started getting more popular, because everything just got, like, it got me much more exposure than I did before. So all you gotta do is, like, keep trying the same things, but also try other things and see how that turns out. Just experiment.
Yeah.
Make top 10 Pokemons.
Yeah.
Top 10 trainers.
Yeah, so...
And have a thumbnail that allures the person in.
Yeah, put breasts on the thumbnail.
Yeah, do that or something.
Goomba with breasts on there. That'll turn out well.
Yeah, that'll give me a bone.
Oh, hang on. Let me just... Right, it's working. But yeah,
okay.
Just try other things and don't... Because all you gotta do is just try other things, and I guess repeat the same ones just to stay consistent. Because once you figure out what you need, what kind of video people do like, and what's getting you traction, just... I don't know, I guess do that once a month or something, or just...
Or, like, post it on if they have a Facebook or a Twitter and stuff, posting it on there help. I mean, I don't know if this person's already doing that, but, like, I know everyone's not really into posting their shit on Facebook, but most of those people are people who already know you and will probably watch something by you. So that usually, unless you're getting a lot of, like, you know, cyberbullying or something, I don't know. But, like, if you know, I'm sure there's people who would watch it who are your friends on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. Those are, like, easy views you can get, you know? Even if it's your aunt from Missouri.
But yeah, post consistently and just figure out what people want to see and figure out who your audience is or what you're trying to get.
Make sure you're posting at a time, like, during the day, because I used to post stuff whenever I was done with it, and that doesn't really work. You need to post stuff at, like... people always say, like, between 2 and 4 and stuff like that.
I say when people are getting out of school or work, like 3 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, around then's a good time. Like, stuff like that. Just, I don't know.
Yeah. So let's get into the other questions. Hang on. Crap.
We need more funny questions.
Oh, hang on.
What's the favorite part of... Wait, I had a joke, but I fucked it up.
Here's one. John McDonald. Question. I listen to a lot of podcasts while I animate, especially this one, because it's great background.
Nah. How can you listen to this one right now?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Liar. Next question. We don't answer liars here. Sorry, sir.
I listen to a lot of podcasts because it's great background noise while I work. Are there any other podcasts or audio-based content that you guys recommend?
Fuck you. Next one.
Yeah. Is our podcast not good enough for you?
Yeah, well, you should listen to it again.
What the fuck?
There's a lot of subtle nuances that Pan puts in there.
You know,
that you're clearly
Sleepy Cast by the Sleepy Cabin guys is pretty good.
Okay,
I don't know what you're talking about. You should listen to the Taco Party podcast where they talk about Mexican cartoons. It's pretty good.
I'm guest starring on there. That's me.
Yes, you.
Oh, wait, is that a real podcast?
I don't know. Maybe. There's already like 2 other people named the Pizza Party podcast before us.
One is some TMZ type place, and I don't know what the other is.
See, sometime we should actually eat pizza while we do this podcast.
Yeah. Actually, I just ordered pizza, but everybody would know that from earlier.
Yeah. But see, that's we should all each have a pizza, and we all have to eat the whole pizza by the end of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds gross,
would, but all I get is crust, fuckers.
Well, that's pretty deep if you think about it.
You know,
deep dish.
God damn it, Jim.
Superman.
Superman.
I was going to say something, but I forgotten, and it's all Jim's fault.
Who said Superman?
I did.
What's going on?
I just remember Robot Chicken sketch where they said, ba-ba-da-ba-ba, Superman.
Oh.
I don't know what that was about. But stuck
so
with me.
what was the... Oh, they want us to come up with more podcasts?
Yeah, what are some of our favorite podcasts that we listen to?
There's one... I listen to a lot of podcasts, but mainly ones that feature me. No, like... There's one called The Canon I like, where it's two critics, and they debate whether a film should be in the canon, which is... The canon's considered like what are the great films, and they pick movies that people either think should be in there or popular movies. I like that one, and it's only an hour, so you know I can listen to the whole thing by the time I get to work.
Yeah, not like this podcast, which is 5 hours.
Well, yeah, but this podcast I can like do some errands, do some introspectful walking around of the park, getting kicked out of the park.
Oh yeah. I was going to say another podcast. Second funniest podcast with the voice of Sly Cooper in it. And his friend who I forgot. I'm so sorry, friend of Kevin Miller. Please forgive me.
Okay, just to be clear, the podcast is called Second Funniest Podcast.
Yes.
Oh.
so Sleepy Cast by Sleepy Cabin and Second Funniest Podcast by Kevin Miller and his friend. I'm so sorry. I wish I remembered your name. I'm an idiot. I love you.
Oh, actually... You know what's a good one and is really funny? Harmontown by Dan Harmon, who did Community and Rick and Morty. Oh. That one's actually really... It's kind of doesn't... It goes on for a while, but it is pretty funny. Mm-hmm. But not as funny as that. I mean, this is the best one. I would say...
This is the best podcast of our generation.
I mean, I don't know why he's only listening to it once. That's not a true fan. A true fan would listen to it 3 times before the new one comes out. That's a true fan.
Oh, I think my favorite podcast is besides mine is ours.
Yeah.
Is
everyone knows that Jim is the star of the podcast. Obviously,
is Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman's Hollywood Babylon. It's just like an hour-long podcast where they discuss like whatever's going on in movies, and they just say horrible things about it, and Ralph Garman does these stupid impressions.
Wait, Kevin James?
No, Kevin Smith, the guy who directed Mallrats and Clerks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he did a really...
I'm like, Kevin James have no right talking about bad movies. You see the shit he been in?
Ooh. But Kevin Smith has like a whole network of different podcasts. That's what he does now instead of making movies. He makes a movie occasionally, but now primarily it's podcasts.
His interviews, anytime he interviews a director, it's always really good. Like, I'm always surprised at how good he is at interview. I think he did Rian Johnson, who did Looper. That was really good. And I forget her name, and then it's going to come to me later tonight, and then I'll yell it out. Oh, that sounded bad. Anyway, the point... You know, like when you forget someone's name and then you're in the grocery store and you're like, Abe Vigoda.
Yeah.
But anyway, the person who directed Big and A League of Their Own, and he did like a 3-hour interview with her, and she's the first woman to direct a film to make over $100 million. And it was a really good interview. I was like, the one thing I took away from it was that the end of A League of Their Own was actually Spielberg liked it so much that he was like, can I use that? And he used it on Schindler's List, which was interesting. I was like, whoa, mind blown.
Schindler, I can't say the fucking name.
I'm sorry, Flintstones List.
Flintstone Bliss.
Clerks, the animated series reference. Bazing.
Spielberg's greatest opus.
Did you know they had... Oh, man, I need to rewatch the Clerks show. I remember really liking it.
Yeah, it's only 6 episodes. It's the Fooly Cooly of American animation.
Let's... Hold on. No, that's really disrespectful to Fooly Cooly. Let's
6 episodes for both. It works.
Yeah, but I don't... Clerks is not as good as Fooly Cooly. I don't...
You mean Fooly Cooly's not as good as Clerks?
No, the way I said it was the right way.
I still haven't seen Fooly Cooly.
How dare
also,
you?
I'm eating pizza.
Oh, he's beat us to the pizza game.
What the fuck?
Also, by the way, I bought Fooly Cooly from an anime convention. I still haven't seen it.
From an anime convention.
Oh yeah, but one last podcast I also listened to is Side Scrollers by Screw Attack, a video game podcast, which also is like an hour, like 40 minutes long. It doesn't go that long. That was my first podcast I ever listened to.
Hey, Pan, you should get into Screw Attack.
Man, they have their Screw Attack network on YouTube. I can't abandon Frederator. Yeah.
You're the only one holding up Frederator. You're the savior.
In order to get on Screw Attack, you'd have to make good gaming videos.
There's only like 2 I made, and none of them are good.
Not good. Oh.
I like the Tony Hawk one.
Yeah, I'm never gonna finish that retrospect ever.
No, I like the Tony Hawk one too. I'm just giving Pan shit.
I like the Tony Hawk. I like the one where it ended. That was the better part.
Oh, but let's get in. Does anyone have any other podcast to recommend?
Nope.
Oh yeah, there's another animation podcast, but they haven't updated in a while, called the Animation Aficionados Podcast.
What about Gary's podcast?
Who's Gary? Oh, all right, Gary.
You're so fucking stupid.
From the last thing, I haven't listened to his podcast yet.
Oh yeah, he talked about it on it too.
I remember that. I was all like, "What?"
It's like he knew.
Yeah, I'll link to that. Whatever Gary's podcast was.
My favorite podcast is: did the Holocaust really happen? Is this like one episode?
Oh.
I laugh at my own jokes, but it's okay.
This is just fan mail, but let me read this one. Dear Pan Pizza / Rebel Taxi. None of you guys are here, okay? My name is Harry Rowlands, and I'm from West Warrington, England. I've been ill for a week now, and I'm having an operation, and I've been listening to your podcast all week, and it had really cheered me up and made me laugh. Thank you for making me feel better in a time of need with your podcast. P.S. I have you on Skype after you let your name out. Yours sincerely, Harry Rowlands.
Oh,
baby.
Well, get better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just made an awful Jew joke right after that.
Hope you get better soon, man.
Well, you know, anytime you get like a message like that, it kind of. I got not a message exactly like that, but a message like that kind of recently from someone who it's like all the stuff you work on like helped me get through something, and it actually kind of like inspired me to work a little harder, just because I was like, oh man, if I'm that, because there, you know, I think all 4 of us have had times where like we were going through something and some comic or cartoon or something got us through it, and it's like when it's like, oh, I'm doing that for someone else is like kind of crazy. I don't know, it hits me kind of hard.
Family Guy saved my life.
Justice for Brian Griffin.
Actually, the Cleveland show saved my life.
Oh,
the Cleveland show is so terrible.
Actually, A Million Ways to Die in the West saved mine, so you guys can all go home.
I'm surprised you didn't say Rocket Power.
Listen, Rocket Power.
Rocket Power is not a Seth MacFarlane show, so I had to keep the joke relevant.
Oh, okay. Good point.
Cleveland show is
But
really
then just
bad.
referenced that it was a joke, so now we kind of ruined it.
Well, you did it. You ruined it.
Wow, people really did believe you went on a Rocket Power marathon, but now it's...
Did they really?
I got quite a few asks saying how was Rocket Power, and I'm like, oh my god.
I'm sorry, Nolan.
People also thought Pan made a post on the blog saying that there's this big industry person who turned him down, and he and everybody sent me and Ken asked like, why are you guys leaving the podcast because of stress?
Oh yeah,
it was an industry person, not them.
Listen, I work for the industry, alright? I made being Puppy Cat, and I made it bad on purpose.
Wait, I'm just curious.
Oh.
I mean, you can, if you want to cut it out or not.
Nah, I guess I'll tell everyone, like, who I was gonna get, but they were just too stressed out from all their work. It was...
Censor that part. That'll be funny.
The creator of Adventure...
You know, I realized this a year ago. He was a big Knock Force fan.
Oh, yeah.
I used to post the cartoons on his MySpace.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, that's ancient.
I believe, I might be wrong, but there was a list of how Knock Force worked. We had a list of, if you asked us to, when a new cartoon would come out, right after it came out, I would post it in your comments. And he was on that list, I believe. I'm like 90% sure.
Damn.
That's amazing.
Damn. Do you still keep in touch with any of these people?
A couple people have messaged, because I would like, after a while, because there's so many Knock Forces and stuff, I would like be like, oh man, I hope your kid's birthday went okay and stuff. And so I got really attached. So a couple times they've messaged me, because I think they found out it was because I was the one who... Ian didn't do that stuff. That was my end. And so they would be like, oh, shit. So I've gotten some Twitter followers from that who used to be those people. I don't know. There was like a lot by the end. It got a little overwhelming. But that's the one thing you can't do on those Facebooks. So thankfully MySpace
Oh,
still
man.
around.
I was watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and that show was good. The first 2 seasons are a classic. I was watching that, and like Frylog was on the computer saying updating my MySpace account, and I just like, oh.
Hey, it was really big, but now it's a joke.
Yeah, like
Friendster.
No one remembers Friendster.
Don't ever say an online program on your TV show or cartoon, because it's going to hate it when it goes out.
Friendster was offered a buyout before MySpace, and they turned it down. It's like, look it up. It's like a really sad story.
What a missed opportunity.
Okay.
Yes, disappointingly, Penal could not be here. Rest in peace.
Oh, I wanted to say, have you gotten confirmation on the other special guest star yet?
Oh yeah, that industry person. He'll be, well, he said he wants to, but eventually he hasn't gotten back to me after I gave him the dates. So eventually they'll get on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that person?
Okay, Pasta Princess, let's answer a stupid question.
Okay.
What is your favorite so bad it's good and or biggest guilty pleasure show, anime, video game?
Feel like we answered this question before.
No, we haven't.
What was the question? My favorite?
So bad it's good, anything. I think recently, yesterday, I watched the Ghost Rider, The Spirit of Vengeance, which is made by the directors of what's it called? Crash? No. Crank 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, the movie was it's kind of slow paced, but when Ghost Rider is on screen, it's the best movie ever. It's way better than the first one. It's just like, fuck it, who cares? It kind of feels like a bit of Crank and also a little bit of Army of Darkness in a way. Just how ridiculous it gets.
I want to say Birdemic, but I haven't seen that the whole way through, so I'm just going to stick with one of the more basic answers, The Room.
Okay, I'm going to go with a basic answer. I'm going to say Troll 2. I think that movie was great. I love it.
Oh yeah, Troll 2 was really good.
That
Troll
movie.
2. Yeah.
I would say that movie where it's like with Beyonce and Idris Elba, and then she fights this girl, then she pushes her through the floor.
Jim, you're talking about Catgirl again. Catwoman.
No, I forget what it was called, but that movie's one of those that I can put it on any time because it's so ridiculous and awful.
I don't even think.
Forget what it's called. It's like, I don't know. Obsessed, yeah, that movie. I am obsessed with that movie.
Is it really that funny, bad?
Oh, it's like, it's ridiculous. It's just like the whole time you're like, how is this? I think there's been a couple like that. Like, did you ever see The Roommate? That one's up there.
Sounds
with
familiar.
So bad it's good. I kind of want to see The Boy Next Door for that exact reason. I'm like, there's no way this can't be hilarious.
I think another really So Bad It's Funny movie. Well, of course, the Crank movies, Ghost Rider, the director of that, but also Mac and Me. You guys remember this movie?
That's legendary.
Oh, that movie was. I only liked it because of the ending where the officer shot the kid.
Yeah, they were. Okay, let me explain this movie. It's like it's a blatant ET ripoff, but also like a big advertisement for a McDonald's and Coca-Cola. And it's just these ugly little aliens, which the alien looks like a mix between a fetus, a burn victim, and a Tweety bird.
That's an accurate description.
Yeah, but the most iconic scene was the scene where the kid was just like, the
kid in the wheelchair.
Yeah, the kid in the wheelchair, the main character, he's just standing near a cliff. No, I mean like near a hill, and then he actually slides down the hill, and he's just screaming for help.
Do you know about that clip and how Paul Rudd plays it every time he's on Conan?
Yeah.
And he gets the people, because they're supposed to be like, oh, and now we have a clip from your movie, and they always play this clip from Mac and Me, and he's been doing it for like 10 years or something. It's like the longest con. And so apparently like Conan even like makes sure like whoever gets the tape and what tape it is, and Paul Rudd like always finds a way. It's like hilarious. Like every time I hear Paul Rudd's promoting a movie, I'm like, where did he do it again? And he always does.
I imagine if like the guy gets really mad, like that's not my movie, and then they just fight.
Like every time Conan just laugh. It's just there's a super cut of all the times he's done it, and it's like. It's been going on since the 90s, I think. It's hilarious. He's probably promoted Mac and Me more than all of the movies he's been in since then.
Like, surely there has to be...
Another Paul Rudd movie is The Christmas Shoes.
Christmas Shoes?
What? Is that really? Wait, is that the only Paul Rudd movie you've seen?
Christmas Shoes?
No, wait, I'm thinking Rob Lowe, never mind.
But yeah.
What's Christmas Shoes about?
The Christmas Shoes is about
his mom dying, and he wants to buy her some shoes because he thinks the shoes will bring her back to life, but it doesn't.
Really?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Oh, I thought it was like a gift to the Magi, and he gave up his feet so someone could have shoes.
What the hell?
But there's also this. But also the other iconic scene in Mac and Me is the scene where where the kid dies after the cops shoot him, and because the cops see the aliens and they just shoot the aliens, and the kid's in the crossfire, and then that somehow causes an explosion in the supermarket and the kid's dead. But then these aliens revive him back to life, although they can bring him back to life, but he's still in the wheelchair.
and then they assimilate and get citizenship.
Yeah, they become American citizens. It's so fucking awful.
The next scene, like they're in court or something. I just like the part where like the officer were trying to shoot the big ass alien, but ended up shooting the kid in the wheelchair. Like, fuck, I'm not really good at the job.
Oh yeah, and there's also the iconic scene where they're in McDonald's and everyone's just breakdancing for no reason.
Yeah. McDonald's.
I need to see this movie.
Oh God, please do. It's so great.
Amazing. It's so fucking awful.
I'll find the Blu-ray version of it because that's the best one.
Ooh. Anyone have any other So Bad It's Funny movies or games or whatever?
Food Fight, obviously.
Oh God, that's another movie that was contractually obligated to get released, but they just needed to finish it. They needed to release it, and that's it.
I need to see Food Fight. I've been meaning to review Food Fight for a while.
Please do. I'd love to see you review Food Fight.
I think it's going to happen soon. In a couple. Oh wow. Okay.
Make my dream come true, Jim.
I mean, maybe not this month, but next month. But soon.
Yeah.
Soon. I gotta. Once someone gives you those $20 and me at a Kmart, then maybe you'll get work on it.
Yeah.
20. I was asking for 100.
Oh. Okay,
That's why I wouldn't meet you, Ken.
Oh, see, that's why I was waiting. I was like, oh boy, I can't wait to get all my Knockforce stuff signed. And I was just... I got mugged.
Ooh. Oh, actually, that was me. Sorry about that.
You dick.
So I guess this is the end of the podcast, unless anyone has any others to suggest.
The Room in Coffin Uncle. That's a classic. We're listening to it right now.
Well, this is the end of the podcast. The next video is going to be a review on Game Boy Advance Video. You'll see what that
about
is.
Video now, you punk?
Oh, I need to get a black and white version. Then someone will donate it. That time will come.
I remember those.
Yeah. So this is the end of the podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
I am Nolan, and I live with Mr. Plinkett.
Hi, I'm Ken, and I'm a stupid. And
whoa, okay, can't say that.
Yeah, I'm having low self-esteem because Jim didn't meet me at that fucking parking lot, and I got mugged and stabbed.
Sorry, I mugged you and stabbed you.
It's okay, Jim. I forgive you.
Oh, okay, cool. I won't give you your credit cards back though.
It's okay. I don't need those anyway.
You should cancel them. It's been a while.
Listen, I want to die soon anyway, so it's fine. Just have fun, kid.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Wait, who is Jim?
Bye.
And
Jim.
I said bye.
No, you said I'm Jim. You gotta say that.
Oh, and I'm Jim. Bye.
Bye.
This is a train wreck. Goodbye. Oh no, the train is derailing.
Do you guys think Hitler was right, guys? I'm trying to think about that again.